go, 859-238-WHIR to call in your birthdays and your anniversaries and your special requests and shout-outs and things of that nature. It's the final day of April, Thursday, April 30th. So get those birthdays on. Final day of April, 859-238-9447. It's a loaded list of birthdays today. Here we go. Let's do it. All right, birthdays today include Gail Coslow, Harold Logue, John Bugg, Brad Simmons, Dave Wynn, Jack Mattingly, Chastity Bearline, Jay Brown, and Marissa Brown on the birthday list on this 30th day of April. Call them in. Let's celebrate together. 859-238-9447. Marissa Brown, Jay Brown, Chastity Bearline, Jack Mattingly, Dave Wynn, Brad Simmons, John Bugg, Harold Logue, and Gail Coslow. We actually missed one as well. We also have Dorothy Green on our birthday list. So happy birthday to Dorothy Green. Call them in. Let's celebrate together again. It's 859-238-WHIR on this Thursday, the 30th day of the month of April. That's 043026 on your calendar. First guest is on here at 7:20 this morning. Boyle County Lady Rebels softball coach Brian Dean. They'll actually be on the road tonight at Mercer County. We'll have that game on 99.5 FM. WHBN. We'll see what Coach Dean has on his mind this morning at 7:20. 7:40, it's the County Agents Corner, brought to you by Bluegrass South Livestock Market. It is Boyle County Week, and Caitlin Farley will call in this morning. We'll see what's going on with the Boyle County Extension Office at 7:40. Mimi Becker, Danville, Boyle County Arts Commission, 7:50 this morning. Mimi joins the show. We'll see what's up with Mimi in the world of art at 7:50. 8 o'clock in the morning, Ramblisms is on here at 8:20. The thoughts of Randy Graham and Randy Graham's thoughts. 8:40, James, the gardener, gardening with James. She'll give us gardening tips this morning as we see temperatures drop down a bit over the upcoming weekend. We'll see what James has to say about the garden. 9 o'clock in the morning hour at 9:10, we have got Kristen McCullum from Morning Point on as we take a visit over to Morning Point. 9:35, Trilly Bottom, Boyle County Judge Executive will join us this morning here at 9:35. That's the rundown of today's show. We would love to have you on. Again, our phone number to call in this morning is 859-238-WHIR. That's 238-9447. As we take a look, as always, with early morning sports. Reds fans, cover your ears. It got ugly quick yesterday. Rubber matchup, Game 3 this afternoon. Reds and Rockies. The Reds lose an ugly one. The Rockets stave off elimination again. The Pistons stave off elimination. And the Cavs take a 3-2 lead. Those are the headlines on this Thursday morning. I'm Joe Mathis guiding you through these Thursday morning sports. Starting off with your Cincinnati Reds, where Hunter Goodman homered twice. Brett Sullivan hit a 3-run double. And the Rockies beat the Reds 13-2 last night. Goodman and Sullivan both went 3 for 4 and drove in 3. Britton Doyle, TJ Rumfeld, and Willie Castro had 2 hits apiece, as the Rockies had 15 hits in all. The fourth time they've had 15-plus hits in a game this season. Goodman and Castro drew back-to-back 2-out walks to load the bases before Sullivan hit a bases-clearing double to right in the first inning. Doyle walked to lead off the third and scored when Castro doubled to give the Rockies a 4-0 lead. Goodman then hit a solo shot in the fifth, a 415-foot blast in the seventh, and now has 9 homers in the season. Kyle Karros' sacrifice fly drove in Castro and made it 8-0 going into the eighth. Will Benson hit a 2-run home run in the bottom half of the ninth for the Reds' only runs in that 13-2 loss. They will play again this afternoon at 12:30. In the NBA, the return of Austin Reeves was not enough to help the Lakers close out their Western Conference first-round series against the Houston Rockets yesterday. Reeves had 22 points and 6 assists off the bench, but the team gave up an 11-point lead in the first half. The Rockets managed to overcome a slow start in the first quarter before outscoring the Lakers 30-19 in the second. The series series has continued to see star players not on the court. Kevin Durant of the Rockets and Luka Doncic of the Lakers continue to recover from injuries. Neither is expected back to finish out the series. The winner of this series, which the Lakers now lead 3-2, gets the prize of having to play the Oklahoma City Thunder, fresh off their sweep of the Phoenix Suns in the next round. For at least one game, the top-seeded Detroit Pistons avoided elimination. Now, to extend their postseason further, they'll have to do it 2 more times. The Pistons fended off an Orlando Magic rally yesterday in Game 5, and it took a Cade Cunningham masterpiece to lift Detroit to the win. Cunningham carried Detroit behind his 45-point, 5-assist, 4 rebounds, showing in which he shot 13 of 23 and converted all 14 free throw attempts. No shot was bigger than his last bucket of the night, a step-back jumper from the right elbow with 31.3 to play to push Detroit's lead out of reach. On the other end, it was Paolo Banchero who scored 45 for the Magic, adding 9 rebounds and 7 assists. Detroit dominated the glass with a 56-48 edge in rebounding and points in the paint at 48-36. And in Game 5 of the other Eastern Conference first round, Dennis Schroeder scored 11 of his 19 in the fourth quarter. Evan Mobley hit a pair of pivotal threes in the final period. He had 23 points, and the Cavaliers rallied for a 125-120 win over the Raptors last night in Game 5 of their first round series. Then I'll lead that series 3-2. Game 6 Friday back in Toronto. Those are the headlines on this Thursday morning. I'm Joe Mathis for the Hometown Radio Network.
This is Boyle County EMS Director Mike Rogers. Boyle County is one of 6 counties in the state that offers a crisis response unit. What does that mean? When 911 receives a call from someone going through a mental health crisis, Boyle County EMS responds appropriately in a discreet manner with a social worker and a paramedic, keeping the individual's dignity intact. If you or someone you know suffers from a mental health issue, Boyle County EMS is ready to help. Call 911 or Boyle County EMS at 859-238-1134. Boyle County EMS, when life feels overwhelming, we bring calm, care, and a path forward.
Thinking about buying a home, starting a business, or tackling a renovation? Whitaker Bank is here to help you make it happen. This is Ronald Howard. I'm a loan officer at Whitaker Bank in Danville. We understand that every financial decision is personal. That's why we offer local expertise and reliable service. Let's find the right solution for you. Call me at 859-236-9822 today, and let's take the next step together. Whitaker Bank, uniquely Kentucky. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
This Joe Show weather report is brought to you by...
Okay, little Rayleigh, appreciate that. Brought to you by our friends over at Southern Heating and Cooling, keeping your home cozy as your comfort is their priority. Veteran-owned, family-operated, and locally trusted. Come on now, go online to southernheatingcooling.com or call 859-324-2770. Sunshine. High today, 63. Low tonight, 43. Tomorrow, sunshine, 64 and 40. On Saturday, mostly sunny, 58 and 37. Sunday, sunshine, 63 is your high. Right now, it's 6:21 in the morning. It's 46 degrees. Thursday, the 30th day of the month of April, 043026 on your calendar. 859-238-WHIR. Phone number to call in this morning. That's 238-9447. Thursday, the 30th day of the month of April. So happy to have you on the show this morning. 859-238-WHIR. That's 238-9447 as we see celebrity birthdays. Those famous people having famous birthdays on this famous day today. And birthdays look like this on April 30th. Starting off on this date 93 years ago. Again, we talked yesterday, maybe was his birthday. Today also maybe his birthday. In his own words, he was born April 29th. It wasn't registered till April 30th, so he just does both days. Happy 93rd today to Willie Nelson, which if he celebrates on both days every year, he'd really be 186 years old.
You hear that every day, you know.
I mean, really, people would never say that to you now, right?
Well, they say it all the time.
What the hell's wrong with them, Willie? Do you straighten them out?
Well, I said, this is my last tour. You know, I said...
Like the last one.
Yeah, every time I said, oh, this is the last one.
Yeah, it's Willie Nelson talking about whether he's considering retiring or not. 93 years old today for Willie Nelson. 44 years old for Kirsten Dunst, actress from Spider-Man and Fargo. Happy 44th birthday to her. Travis Scott, a rapper, 35 years old. Astro World and Sicko Mode. Astro World, his album. Sicko Mode, one of his big songs. 35 years old. Meryl Osmond, 73. The Osmonds, One Bad Apple, Don't Spoil the Whole Bunch, Babe. 73 years old for Meryl Osmond. And Carl the 16th Gustav is 80 years old. He is the King of Sweden. Celebrity birthdays on this Thursday, the 30th day of this month of April, and we're happy about it.
In country music.
All right, then there, Mr. Voice. It was on this day, country music history. Looking back at the year 1925 in L.A., California, where Johnny Horton was born, most famous for his semi-folk so-called saga songs, which began the historical ballad craze of the late 1950s and early 1960s. It was on this day, country music history, in the year 1971 in Grand Prairie, Alberta, Canada, where Carolyn Dawn Johnson was born, a country music singer, most known, though, as a country songwriter. And it was on this date, 1977, Glenn Campbell went number one on the U.S. singles chart with his song, Southern Nights, song written by Alan Toussaint. And that's what's gone on this date, April 30th, in country music history. Starting off on this date in 1925, who was still with us today, he would have been 101 years old, Johnny Horton. Happy 101st birthday to him, born on this date, 1925.
In 1814, we took a little trip along with Colonel Jackson down the mighty Mississippi. We took a little bacon and we took a little beans, and we caught the bloody British in a town in New Orleans. We fired our guns and the British kept a-coming. There wasn't as many as there was a while ago. We fired once more and they began to run it on down the Mississippi.
Yeah, 101st birthday is what it would have been today for Johnny Horton. Had many successful songs, most notably this one, The Battle of New Orleans, written by a guy named Jimmy Driftwood, which was awarded the 1960 Grammy for Best Country and Western Recording. Horton was killed in a car crash near Milano, Texas, involving a truck on November the 5th of 1960 at the age of 35. Happy birthday, what would have been the 101st to Johnny Horton. It was on this day, 1971, Grand Prairie, Alberta, Canada, where a young woman by the name of Carolyn Dawn Johnson was born.
I know that every morning you go thumbing.
And Carolyn Dawn Johnson, singer-songwriter, said most known as a songwriter, did help co-write this song Shelley Wright did called Single White Female, which reached number one on the Billboard country charts back in 1999. Carolyn Dawn Johnson having a birthday today. There it is, Shelley Wright, Single White Female, written by Carolyn Dawn Johnson. And it was on this day, country music history, in the year 1977, where this artist went number one on the U.S. singles charts with Southern Nights. I love this song. Glenn Campbell's Southern Nights. It was Glenn Campbell's second U.S. chart topper, and I mentioned a song written by Alan Toussaint.
Southern Nights. Have you ever felt a southern night? Free as a breeze, not to mention the trees, whistling tunes that you know and love so.
There you go. Love it. Southern Nights, Glenn Campbell. On this date, 1977, went to number one 49 years ago. And that's what's going on this date. Glenn Campbell and Carolyn Dawn Johnson and Johnny Horton making their mark on this date, April 30th, in country music history. All righty, it's 6:28. We're back in 60 seconds here on The Joe Show.
Have you ever noticed southern sky? Danville's deal maker, Bob Allen.
Lease and save at Bob Allen Nissan. Lease a new 26 Nissan Pathfinder Platinum for only $399 per month for 24 months. $5603 plus first payment fees and taxes due at signing. Stock in 26231. Model 52816. 10,000 lease miles per year. Bob Allen Nissan, located on Maple Avenue in Danville, or shop online anytime at BobAllenMotorMall.com.
And here's Clark with the weather. How's it looking for our weekend boaters out there, Clark?
Well, Stacy, we can expect periods of heavy rain across the viewing area. That means all the trash, lawn chemicals, and other hazardous waste on the ground will go down the storm drains and into our rivers, lakes, and streams.
Gross.
Gross is right, Stacy. Now here's Dave with sports.
Do your part to keep our new Kentucky home clean. Make sure only stormwater goes down storm drains. Brought to you by Team Kentucky and the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet.
Listen to us on your smart speaker. Just ask to play our call letters. WHIR.
Okay, 6:30 in the morning coming our way. Bottom hour news will be here, and great time to stop by Just Love Coffee and Cafe. Again, the final day that you can join up with Just Love Coffee and Cafe to help out the Boyle County Homeless Coalition. It was this entire month of April. And you stop by and you tell them you heard it on the Joe Show. Get 200 free rewards points to your Just Love app. Get it done today at Just Love Coffee and Cafe in Danville. Brand new on the bypass right in front of the Hampton Inn and the Holiday Inn Express. We are at 6:30 in the morning. We'll see what K&N News has got up their sleeve coming up here next. Local news, and we've got Larry Vaught and Vaught's Views, PRN's Garage Pass, Salinas at Sunrise. Got a lot to do over the next 30 minutes.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
The president of the Lexington Urban League and civil servant P.G. Peoples has died at the age of 80. He was born in Lynch and was one of 50 African-American students at the University of Kentucky during his enrollment. He became the youngest director of the local Urban League chapter when he was 24. His guidance saw programs created for clerical training, community development, P-Now institutions, and running a community radio station. Many tributes flooded in for Peoples, with all saying he made Lexington a better place to live. His funeral arrangements haven't been announced at this time. It's charges for a Knox County man accused of assaulting his pregnant girlfriend with a log. William Collins allegedly caused severe bruising to her back, face, and legs Monday night. He's also accused of throwing several pieces of wood with nails stuck into the road to prevent her from leaving before the assault took place. He's due for arraignment Thursday and has a $50,000 cash bond at the Knox County Detention Center. Thanks to a nearly 300-pound bear, a Letcher County couple now needs several repairs to their porch. Sandy Napier telling WYMT this happened early Wednesday morning, saying the bear emptied their freezer out, leaving them just a rack of ribs. The bear would later return hours later, causing more damages. Officials say it's illegal to shoot a bear unless there's a threat to life or property, and to never approach nor feed bears. Meantime, a Kentucky Derby horse has been scratched from the race with a hoof injury.
Trainer Mark Cassie says his Arkansas Derby runner-up Silent Tactic has a bruised foot.
The problem is, you can't run in the Kentucky Derby and not be 100%. So my hope is we have a little time just to get him ready for the Preakness.
Silent Tactics defection allows Great White to draw into the Kentucky Derby field. The gray gelding finished 5th in the Bluegrass Stakes. I'm Paul Miles.
And I'm Lee Mowen.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
Some professional advice from Daniel Mudge, owner of Super Clean Carpets. A clean home is a healthy home. A carpet is a filter. It catches all the dirt. My 200-degree solution kills dust mites, removes bacteria, eliminates pet odors, and aids in relief from allergies and asthma symptoms, guaranteed. Plus, I clean upholstery, hardwood, tile, and grout. Super Clean Carpets has been a trusted name in Central Kentucky for over 50 years. For your free estimate, contact me, Daniel Mudge, at supercleanky.com. supercleanky.com. I'm pleased to be called on the carpet.
In Kentucky,
Kentucky, we know the unexpected can strike at any moment, whether it's a tornado, flood, or severe storm. Being prepared could save lives. That's why it's vital to have an emergency plan. Know where your local shelter is. Keep an emergency kit with essentials like water, food, and medicine, and make sure your family has a communication plan in place. Boyle County, we're stronger when we are prepared. For more information on how to get ready, visit Boyle County Health Department's Division of Emergency Preparedness online at boylehealth.com. Stay safe, stay ready. This message was brought to you by your friends at the Boyle County Health Department.
This is a Hometown Radio Network information update.
Applications are open for the next Leadership Boyle County class. This class is a professionally guided 9-month program designed to develop emerging and established community leaders. It'll give behind-the-scenes access to key organizations and leaders and help develop meaningful relationships with classmates and community partners. Applications for the next Leadership Boyle County are due by June 1st, and applicants will be notified of their status by June 6th. Go to DanvilleBoyleChamber.com for more information. Mercer County residents continue to speak out against the proposal to build a data center. On Tuesday at a Planning and Zoning Commission meeting, many residents stepped up to the mic to urge officials to stop the project. The measure would allow data center campuses of at least 300 acres and a cap zoning at 1,500 acres countywide. Local officials still have not made a final decision on that project. The deadline to apply for Kentucky's elk hunt drawing is coming up midnight tonight. The fall elk hunt quota is among the most anticipated hunting opportunities available in Kentucky each year. The drawing will take place Saturday, May 9th at the 4th Annual Kentucky Elk and Outdoor Fest in Bardstown. 500 names will be drawn at random that day among the applicants, with those people then being able to purchase an elk hunt permit for that drawing. And we made it through the rain, and now we get sunshine and cooler temperatures. Highs over the next 2 days won't reach any higher than the low 60s. And for Derby Day Saturday, it's even cooler, with highs only into the mid-50s and lows that evening into the mid-30s. Reporting for the Hometown Radio Network, I'm Joe Mathis.
When that time comes and you need an electrician, plumber, someone to fix your heating and air, or garage door care, Kentucky Service Company is your professionals for serving real needs and fixing real problems. Expect clear communication, fair pricing, and craftsmanship you can trust. The KSE family brand includes Fire Stretcher, Heating and Air, Hearst, Electric and Plumbing, and newly added Easy Open Garage Doors. These companies are built on heritage, serving with pride. They are your home's best friend. Kentucky Service Companies.
My name is Kama McKinney, and I serve as the Executive Director of Chrysalis House. Far too many Kentuckians are struggling with addiction without knowing what resources are available to them. If you or a loved one are in need of a treatment center like Chrysalis House, you can call the KY Help call center at 833-8KY-HELP or visit findhelpnowky.org to find resources that are available near you. We are here, we care, and we want to help.
This is a message from Teen Kentucky, sponsored by the Office of Drug Control Policy and aired by this station.
This Joe Show Weather Report is brought to you by...
Okay, little Rayleigh Joe. Thanks for that. Brought to you by our friends hanging out over at Good Neighbor Pharmacy in Danville. Featuring convenience, stay in your car, drive-through, complete diabetes shop, Monday through Friday, 9 to 7. Saturdays 9 to 5, Good Neighbor Pharmacy in Danville, behind Cracker Barrel. Sunshine, a high today 63, low tonight 43. Mostly sunny tomorrow and a high of 64. Saturday, mostly sunny 58. And Sunday, you get sunshine and a high of 63 at 6:37 in the morning. 45 degrees Thursday, the 30th day of the month of April. What's up with Larry Vaught and Vaught's Views today?
Vaught's Views on University of Kentucky Sports is on the air. Featuring 7-time Kentucky Sports Writer of the Year, Larry Vaught.
Kentucky football fans are among the most optimistic fans you'll ever find. Give a UK football fan any reason to be optimistic, and he or she will take it. Now Kentucky head coach Will Stein certainly has generated fan enthusiasm and brought a new energy to the Kentucky football program in his first season. However, I've been covering Kentucky sports for 51 years and cannot remember a new coach who had a winning record in his first year. So I went back to the UK record book to check and discovered that out of the 10 previous head coaches before Stein, only one managed to have a winning record in his first year. No, it was not Rich Brooks, Hal Mumme, or Mark Stoops. The only one of the 10 previous head coaches to have a winning record in his first year at Kentucky was Blanton Collier, who went 7-3 in 1954. And that was even so long ago that I was only 2 years old at the time and cannot even remember that.
Lots Views will return in a moment.
Seven Springs Farms Pivots in Cadiz, Kentucky is your newest authorized TL irrigation dealer. When your irrigation system needs parts or service, you can count on their experts and the area's largest parts inventory to keep your system running at its best, no matter what brand or setup you have. From quick repairs to full maintenance, SSF Pivots provides what you need to protect your crops and boost yields. Learn more about SSF Pivots at sevenspringsfarms.com. SSF Pivots, large inventory, expert service.
Will Stein certainly will not have an easy time pulling off a winning record. If he beats Youngstown State in South Alabama, he will still need 5 more wins. I don't think UK will beat Alabama, Texas A&M, LSU, or Oklahoma. Stein needs to end UK's 4-game losing streak to South Carolina. He has to beat Vanderbilt, and he really needs a win over Coach John Summerall at Kroger Field. Same with beating Louisville at Kroger Field. Win those 4, and then beat either Missouri or Tennessee, and that would be 7 wins. Could it happen? Maybe, but probably not.
Find more from Larry at yoursports.com.
Cut him off. Larry Vaught and Vaught's Views, Mondays through Fridays right here on The Joe Show. At this time, it's 6:39 in the morning here, 859-238 WHIR. Elon Musk could score a major payday from SpaceX if he settles 1 million people on Mars. I guess that's his goal now. Can we get what would be a colony? I mean, probably bigger than a colony. You got like a pretty big city up there if you got 1 million people on Mars. Elon Musk, $7.5 trillion apparently is what SpaceX is valued at. And he has an agreement. If he can settle 1 million people on Mars, he'd be getting paid even more. So we'll see how Elon goes about doing this. This is going to be a big-time project for him.
Hello, it is Elon Musk. Want to move to Mars? Well, I hope you want to, because if you do, I'll make more money. So you need Mars movers. Yes, my movers will come pack up your house, load everything into a rocket, fly to Mars, and unpack it for a very low price. Observe.
Yes? Oh, wait, are you Elon Musk?
I sure am. Come on, boys. Let's load up the truck with this guy's stuff.
Huh? Where are you taking everything?
You're moving to Mars right away?
But I don't want to do that. I have a life here. I have a house and a wife.
But if you move to Mars, I'll make lots of money.
And will you give me some of that money?
Sure, yeah. I'll give you money. That's the ticket.
Bye, honey. I'm moving to Mars.
Excellent. Mars movers, let me move your stuff to Mars today. Call now.
All right, here it is. I'm looking at trying to find out exactly how much it would be if Elon Musk got people to Mars, 1 million people. Let's see, the pay package would grant Musk a whopping 200 million super voting restricted shares of stock as long as the colony is permanent, has at least 1 million residents, and SpaceX has hit a market valuation of $7.5 trillion. It would also award up to 60.4 million restricted shares tied to unspecified valuation goals and a requirement that the firm succeeds in Musk's plan to launch data centers into orbit to help support his company's AI ambitions. That's according to Reuters. So there's a lot of money that hinges on Elon Musk getting 1 million people to settle up on Mars. We'll see how quickly he tries to make that happen. Let's see what's going on this morning's World of Good. Are you tired of the gloom and doom that saturates your daily news? Well, of course you are, and I'm right there with you. These stories remind us of the silver lining in the cloud over all of our heads. My way of sharing the good news with you, and hopefully you'll go do the same for somebody else. Here we go. Little good news action for you on this Thursday morning, and here we go. Story number 1 coming from Alaska, where a teenager who fell through ice on a remote Alaskan lake was rescued by Alaska State Troopers with assistance from a bystander who provided a paddleboard. Trooper Anthony Will used the board to reach the teenager, and another trooper helped pull him to safety using a tow strap. The teen was treated for hypothermia at a local hospital after being brought ashore after this incident. Story number 2 from McKinleyville, California, where a 35-year-old woman who was kidnapped outside her home in McKinleyville, California, escaped by hiding in a gas station bathroom. When the suspect stopped for fuel, she contacted authorities through a 911 call and text messages, allowing deputies to locate her and detain the suspect without incident. This 46-year-old man was taken into custody and booked on suspicion of kidnapping and other related charges. And story number 3 coming from Ukraine, where an elderly woman was walking alone near Lyman, Ukraine, was rescued by Ukrainian soldiers using an unmanned ground robot after being spotted via a drone in a high-risk combat area. Troops guided her onto the device with a written message and monitored her remotely as she was transported to safety, along with 3 other civilians evacuated during the operation. The rescue group was later transferred to support services after being moved out of the combat zone by military personnel. Wow, let's give you one more. We got time. Let's go to a first grade classroom in North Providence, Rhode Island, where a 7-year-old student at Stephen Olney Elementary School used the Heimlich maneuver to help a classmate who was choking. Samir Santana intervened before additional help arrived, rescuing the other student and restoring the breathing after recalling the technique he learned the year before in kindergarten. He was later recognized by local officials with an honorary title and awards for his action. The good news: a first grader saves a choking classmate's life. A robot with a note reading, "Grandma, hop on," saves an elderly woman fleeing Russian forces. A woman escapes her kidnapper by hiding in a gas station bathroom. And Alaskan state troopers rescue a teenager who fell through ice on a lake. That's what's going on in the world of good this morning, folks. Floyd Kramer, take us home, buddy. It's all yours. Silliness at Sunrise is coming up next.
Furnished by IntelliBrands.
Have you ever felt leg pain, restlessness, cramps, tingling, swelling, numbness, itchiness, or coldness? Then you need the new patented Legsercise Pro, the natural circulation booster that uses continuous automatic leg movement to soothe pain and promote healthy circulation the natural, drug-free way.
Using Legsercise made walking painless again.
Legsercise Pro's patented walking simulator propulsion technology moves your feet back and forth along its concave track, creating constant movement and flex at both the knee and ankle joints. It's like having a physical therapist right in your own home.
I have much less swelling and no more tingling.
Call right now and order your very own Legsercise Pro, the new proven automatic leg mover that soothes pain and naturally promotes healthy circulation. Call 800-555-1212. That's 800-555-1212. 800-555-1212 now.
These statements and products have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or condition.
Oh, we've got a good story for you today. Ryan Blaney tells us about the biggest panic moment he's ever had from behind the wheel. And as NASCAR heads to Texas, that's exactly where this story takes place. For PRN's Garage Pass, this is Andrew Kerwin.
Whether your engine runs daily or only when you need it, Z-Max Micro Lubricant is the force you need against carbon buildup that can damage your engine. Combustion causes carbon and other harmful deposits to build up in your engine, fuel system, and transmission. And carbon is like sandpaper, rubbing against your engine's internal parts. You don't want that. You want Z-Max Micro Lubricant. It soaks into metal and keeps your vehicle running at peak performance. Find out more at zmax.com or visit us on Facebook and X. Protect your engine to the max with Z-Max.
All right, so the year is 2022. Ryan Blaney is leading on the white flag of the All-Star race. He sees the checkered flag in the air, but he doesn't see the caution come out. Now, under a normal race, yes, that race would be over if the caution came out on the final lap. But this year, with the All-Star race, the rules were different. If a caution came out, we re-racked him up and we restarted again. Ryan didn't see the caution come out. And guess what? He lowered his window net too soon. Now, these window nets are really hard for even crew guys to get onto the race car. It usually takes them with a special tool just to get the window net up. Now Ryan has to fix the window net himself from behind the wheel before they restart again. We got the chance to sit with Ryan and talk to him about Texas memories, including that story, which you'll back to hear. How has it evolved over the years since the repave?
It's getting there slowly. I don't think anybody wanted it to get repaved or reshaped. That place was awesome. And then it just took a while. They repaved it and they, shaved the banking down in 1 and 2. And it was pretty single lane for a long time. And now it's starting to get a little bit wider, 2.5 lanes, which is good. I hope, continue to try to work on that place, whether it's like that tire dragging or, laying some rubber down up top or some PJ up top just to help get it wider. So it's getting better, but it still is taking a little bit of time. But the racing has gotten a lot more exciting there than it was. But yeah, it's still got a little ways to go to get back to its former glory to me.
This will be the 30th season at Texas. So what's your biggest Texas memory?
Won the All-Star race there in 22. That was really cool. I won a Xfinity race there one year, which was great. Set on the pole there in 2018 in the Cup car. That was cool because 2018. I think we were averaging I think I might have the highest average speed around there. It was like over 200 miles an hour. We were running around their average speed for qualifying. But you get a single action rifle when you win the pole. Yeah. So that's one of my favorite guns that I have is that single action. And then you get pistols when you do win. So I have like a whole kit now of I have everything I need. So yeah, I have a lot of fond memories there, but I'd say the All-Star race. It's pretty fun.
All right, I know it's been talked about before, but because this is the 30th anniversary, can you take us through, did you see the checkered flag twice in that All-Star race? Like, did it come out before the caution came out the first time? All right, yeah. So just from seeing the checkered flag, I'm about to win the million, to not yet, oh no, I put the window net down, and everything you struggled to do to get it acceptable.
Yeah, acceptable. That All-Star race was crazy. Yeah, so we coming off turn 4, got it in the bag, leading.
Okay, I just noticed, I don't know what's going on, but PRN's Garage Pass today says it's 8 minutes long, and that's never supposed to be the case. They're like doing a full interview with Ryan Blaney. And so I'm not sure what to do about that. It's supposed to be 4 minutes long, so I just cut it off at 4 minutes. If you want to hear the rest of the interview, I would recommend going to goprn.com. I can't play an 8-minute interview with Ryan Blaney. That would. I just realized what's going on here. Why is this taking so long? It should be hitting the commercial break now, and it's an 8-minute, 19-second interview today with Ryan Blaney. So we'll pause it there and continue into our Silliness at Sunrise right after this.
Own the most reliable laundry brand, Speed Queen, which is featured at your official platinum dealer, Carl Day's Danville hometown store. Consumer Reports rated Speed Queen #1 in reliability. Speed Queen is the proven performer in laundry, the one you can count on to last longer, up to 25 years of laundry. Speed Queen are the ones that offer a 7-year warranty, not just parts, but in-home labor. You buy Speed Queen for peace of mind and performance. You get the best every day from Speed Queen at your official platinum dealer, Carl Day's Danville hometown store on Houstonville Road.
Danville Lee's famous recipes been serving Central Kentucky with the best chicken since 1972. Enjoy your money-saving $6 meal. Choose from 2 famous strips or 2 pieces of our famous golden fried chicken. Your favorite side, homestyle buttermilk biscuit and drink, all at just $6. Or grab the 8, 12, 16, or 20-piece family meal with large shareable sides and a buttermilk biscuit. Call for expert caterers at 859-236-8777. It's Danville Lee's famous recipe, Southport. That's not just chicken, it's tradition.
This Joe Show weather report is brought to you by...
All right, Little Rayleigh Joe, brought to you by our friends over at Morning Point in Danville. They have the lantern there with 2 levels of memory care for early and latter stages of Alzheimer's and dementia. Get info on Facebook at Morning Point of Danville Point with an E on the end of the word. Morning Point of Danville. Sunshine, 63 and 43. Sunshine tomorrow, 64. Sunshine Saturday, 58. Sunshine Sunday, and 63. It's 6:52 in the morning. 45 degrees Thursday, the 30th day of the month of April. 100% hilarious. So bad they're good. Warning, these may make you cringe. It's time for everyone's sixth favorite segment of the Joe Show every single morning. Call this the dad joke of the day. Here it is.
Dad joke of the day.
All right, dad joke of the day. George Clooney, Leonardo DiCaprio, and Matthew McConaughey all decided to work on a movie together. All right. George Clooney says, I'll act in it. DiCaprio says, I'll direct it. And McConaughey says, I'll ride. There you go. Dad joke of the day, Mondays through Fridays, right here on the Joe Show. WHIR Danville News Talk Sports.
Welcome to the planet of the apps. Well, isn't it time to track the important records and items in your life, in your house? Enter Under My Roof in the App Store. Get rid of paper clutter, store photos, receipts, products, manuals, warranties, notes, important documents. You need Under My Roof. Keep track of renovations, modifications, the best prices, everything in one app. Keep maintenance schedules for your home or apartment or condo, whatever. Keep track of maintenance and repair history. Track parts, where to get them, how much they cost. Keep track of your property insurance and claims. It's everything in one app. And 5-star rated, Under My Roof. In the App Store, it's free. I downloaded it. I may not need Amber anymore. And she's wonderful. Under My Roof, right here with Rick Dees and this molten magma every day. We call it the Planet of the Apps.
There you go, Ricky Dees, Planet of the Apps, Mondays through Fridays, right here on the Joe Show at this time. Leads us into this morning's Country Comic Spotlight. We've got Damon Sumner in the spotlight this morning. Damon Sumner talking about how children are not good people. He just says they misbehave too much. They're too selfish. Children aren't good people. Damon Sumner, tell us about it.
I'm a dad. Where my father's at? Fathers, make some noise. Let me hear you in here. Yeah. Love being a dad. Love being a dad. I love being a dad. I've got 3 kids. I know. You already know. Middle school running back. You understand what's going on over here. It's a lot happening. It's a lot going on. I've got 3 kids. I got a son. My son is 11. His name Mission. Smart dude, athletic dude. He's in a tough phase though right now. He's in a hard phase right now. I don't know if you got little boys, nephews that hang around playgrounds. It is a real issue because little boys all stink. I don't know if you know this here. You understand what I'm saying? All little boys, all this. Here's the thing. I thought he knew how to bathe himself. He does not know how to bathe himself. I thought he knew. The other day he comes out the shower, his hair is wet, but his knees are dry. And I'm like, how? You wet and sticky at the same time. I don't know. All the boys smell like chicken nuggets and a cup of urine. You know, it's like they're not good people. Like a dying tree. You can't trust them. You can't trust them. Got 2 girls, 2 beautiful girls too. They're in different phases right now. My youngest girl, Ever Grace. Woo-hoo. She's in a tough phase right now. She actually just got out of the potty training phase, which if you don't know that phase, that's why I'm here, if I'm honest with you. I was like, I need a weekend off. I can't do it. She caught me off guard, too. I was bathing both of my girls for financial reasons, and I take out Ever Grace, my youngest. I put her on the bed. I said, wait for me. I go to get my oldest girl dressed. I come back to Ever Grace, and she's just on the bed like this. I said, baby, what are you doing? And she was like, it's too late, Daddy. We have to burn the bed. Are you listening to me in here? It's not good. It's not good. She needs more broccoli in her diet. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Damon Sumner in the Country Comic Spotlight. Rick Dees in the Planet of the Apps Dad Joke of the Day. Let's see what happened last night on the late night shows while you all were not watching them, catching up on your sleep. And while I was not watching them and also catching up on my sleep, Jimmy Fallon joking about President Trump's call he had recently with Vladimir Putin.
Some more news from Washington today. Trump spoke on the phone with Vladimir Putin for an hour and a half. Putin was like, okay, this girl, what are Charlie and Camilla really like? Come on, tell me the truth. Yeah, there was a cute moment during the call when they both said, how's your unwinnable war going? Jinx.
Jimmy Fallon also joking about New York City Mayor Zohran Mamdani meeting King Charles.
Well, this afternoon, Charles met Mayor Mamdani. The mayor told Charles about his plan to make all the buses free, and the king said, and what is a bus?
Seth Meyers joking. Apparently, President Trump found out he's somehow related. He's a cousin of King Charles.
President Trump reposted a Daily Mail article in Truth Social yesterday that claims he is a cousin of Britain's King Charles and said, quote, I've always wanted to live in Buckingham Palace. Oh, yeah, buddy, we can tell.
Seth Meyers also joking about the royals and the dinner they had at the White House.
During last night's state dinner.
One of the apps and the dad joke of the day, Mondays through Fridays, right here on The Joe Show at this time on WHIR Danville News Talk Sports. We are 90 seconds away from our bottom hour news. We're back in 60 on WHIR and The Joe Show. Hang with us.
If you want to get more customers for your business, radio can help. Hi, I'm Don, your small business marketing specialist. Did you know that radio advertising has powerful advantages over other media? Radio reaches a wider audience, as most people listen to the radio every day. Radio is the #1 reach medium. Also, radio advertising is inexpensive compared to other types of advertising, such as television or print. This makes it a great choice if you have a limited budget. And with radio, you can target specific demographics, so you're not forced to buy the ones you don't need. Finally, radio advertising can generate an immediate response from customers, whether it's a phone call, website visit, or in-store visit. To learn more, call us today.
Promote your business to thousands of potential customers every week. To learn more, go online to advertisecentralkentucky.com. That's advertisecentralkentucky.com.
All right, 7 o'clock in the morning hour, breaking and trending news at 7:10. We've got Brian Dean, Boyle County Lady Rebels softball coach this morning at 7:20, and Caitlin Farley, County Agents Corner, coming up here at 7:40. It's all next on The Joe Show, WHIR.
This is the talk of the town, AM 1230, and now on FM 103.9, WHIR Danville, powered by Kentucky WiMAX.
It's 7 o'clock.
NBC News Radio, I'm Michael Kastner. The U.S. naval blockade of Iranian ports has reportedly turned away at least 42 ships in the Strait of Hormuz. The head of U.S. Central Command says that since the U.S. began turning back ships, there are now 40 tankers with 69 million barrels of oil that the Iranian regime can't sell. NBC's Alice Barr.
A new report is now showing the U.S. blockade is squeezing Iran as it loses up to $250 million a day in oil revenue, with only enough space to store its oil for the next 12 to 22 days. However, due to the payment cycle, the Kepler report also says it will take 3 to 4 months before Iran actually stops seeing money flowing in.
Admiral Brad Cooper says it's an estimated $6 billion from which Iran's leadership cannot financially benefit. Wednesday's Supreme Court ruling striking down parts of the Voting Rights Act could have widespread voting implications before the midterms. More from Mark Mayfield.
The Supreme Court has struck down a Louisiana congressional map. The map included a second majority black congressional district. The case was centered around how much race can be considered when lawmakers redraw districts. Black voters had sued the state in 2022 after the state legislature created a new congressional map after the 2020 census that included just one black majority district. Black residents make up about a third of Louisiana's population.
The UK's King Charles and Queen Camilla paid tribute to the victims of the September 11th terrorist attacks during their trip to New York City. Charles and Camilla kicked off their trip to New York Wednesday with a visit to the National 9/11 Monument. And San Diego International Airport says an airline pilot approaching for landing saw a drone Wednesday morning, but he didn't strike it. The pilot of a United Airlines plane reported seeing a drone about 1,000 feet below the aircraft as it came in for a landing. Michael Kastner, NBC News Radio.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
In today's fast-moving job market, staying ahead means keeping your skills sharp. At University of Maryland Global Campus, we help keep your capabilities cutting edge with our skills-based education programs designed to move your career forward. Explore more than 135 degrees and certificates in business, cybersecurity, and more. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start May 13th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to...
The U.S. is accusing the governor of Mexico's Sinaloa state of conspiring with a drug cartel. A federal grand jury indicted Governor Ruben Rocha Moya and 9 others on drug trafficking and weapons charges. Rocha Moya is denying the allegations. The first direct commercial flight in 7 years between the United States and Venezuela is scheduled to land in Caracas today. More from Natalie Rodriguez.
Today, American Airlines officially returns to the skies over Caracas. Starting this morning, American is bridging the gap between Miami and Venezuela with daily nonstop service. Flights will depart daily from MIA at 10:16 a.m. The resumption of these flights, a direct result of the significant shift in U.S. foreign policy following the capture of Nicolás Maduro by U.S. Special Forces in early January. Natalie Rodriguez, Miami.
Mother's Day is coming up on May 10th, and yes, we're all happily opening our wallets again. More from Monica Nelson.
The average person is expected to spend about $250 this year, mostly on flowers, brunch, and things Mom will insist she absolutely loves, even if she has no idea what it is. Nationwide spending could top $30 billion, which just proves one thing. When it comes to Mom, we don't mind going big. Although most moms insist they really don't need a thing, they really do love macaroni art.
There's about 10,000 babies being born in the U.S. every day. Once the baby arrives, you need a name, and that can cause problems. More from Bree Tennis.
Once you come up with a name for your little one, there's still a chance it can be denied. There are 11 confirmed bans on baby names in the country. The list includes Adolf Hitler, King, Queen, and Jesus Christ. You also can't name your baby Nutella, spell Kate with a number 8, or name your baby Santa Claus. You can leave the hospital with your chosen name, but your state or the Social Security office can reject it.
I'm Michael Kastner.
The cast and performers of Stunt Dogs will delight audiences of all ages. Saturday, May 2nd, 2 p.m. and 7 p.m. at the Boyle County Performing Arts Center. During the Stunt Dog experience, you'll witness some of the most incredible dog stunts and behaviors ever performed by dogs. The experience has amazing dog tricks, big air stunts, frisbee dogs, comedy antics, dancing dogs, athletic feats, and the most entertaining show of its kind. Every Stunt Dog includes interactive crowd participation. It's not just a show, it's an experience. It'll be Saturday, May 2nd, 2 p.m. and 7 p.m. at the Boyle County Performing Arts Center.
Well, good morning to you. What about it? Thursday, the 30th day of April, last day of the month, and today we get sunshine. We'll be in the low 60s as a high. We got a forecast coming your way. News comes up here now.
It's all about you and Stuart Powell.
Fred Sizemore, General Manager at Stuart Powell Ford Mazda. We are the #1 volume retail dealer in Central Kentucky and the fastest growing Mazda dealer in the state of Kentucky. Our people make a difference and we make it easy. Stop by and see for yourself how car buying should be. 225 South Danville Bypass or online at stuartpowell.com.
Because we know how. It's an easy thing to do in Danville. Stuart Powell Ford Mazda.
This is a Hometown Radio Network information update.
Applications are open for the next Leadership Boyle County class. This class is a professionally guided 9-month program designed to develop emerging and established community leaders. It'll give behind-the-scenes access to key organizations and leaders and help develop meaningful relationships with classmates and community partners. Applications for the next Leadership Boyle County are due by June 1st, and applicants will be notified of their status by June 6th. Go to DanvilleBoyleChamber.com for more information. Mercer County residents continue to speak out against the proposal to build a data center. On Tuesday at a Planning and Zoning Commission meeting, many residents stepped up to the mic to urge officials to stop the project. The measure would allow data center campuses of at least 300 acres and a cap zoning at 1,500 acres countywide. Local officials still have not made a final decision on that project. The deadline to apply for Kentucky's elk hunt drawing is coming up midnight tonight. The fall elk hunt quota is among the most anticipated hunting opportunities available in Kentucky each year. The drawing will take place Saturday, May 9th at the 4th Annual Kentucky Elk and Outdoor Fest in Bardstown. 500 names will be drawn at random that day among the applicants, with those people then being able to purchase an elk hunt permit for that drawing. And we made it through the rain, and now we get sunshine and cooler temperatures. Highs over the next 2 days won't reach any higher than the low 60s. And for Derby Day Saturday, it's even cooler, with highs only into the mid-50s and lows that evening into the mid-30s. Reporting for the Hometown Radio Network, I'm Joe Mathis.
This morning's local news was a service of Stuart Powell Ford Mazda on the bypass in Danville and online at stuartpowell.com.
Going out of town or anywhere in the world? Stay in touch with WHIR on the internet at hometownlive.net. Powered by Kentucky WiMAX.
Furnished by IntelliBrands.
Have you ever felt leg pain, restlessness, cramps, tingling, swelling, numbness, itchiness, or coldness? Then you need the new patented Legsercise Pro, the natural circulation booster that uses continuous automatic leg movement to soothe pain and promote healthy circulation the natural, drug-free way.
Using Legsercise made walking painless again.
Legsercise Pro's patented walking simulator propulsion technology moves your feet back and forth along its concave track, creating constant movement and flex at both the knee and ankle joints. It's like having a physical therapist right in your own home.
I have much less swelling and no more tingling.
Call right now and order your very own Legsercise Pro, the new proven automatic leg mover that soothes pain and naturally promotes healthy circulation. Call 800-555-1212. That's 800-555-1212. 800-555-1212 now.
These statements and products have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or condition.
This Joe Show Weather Report is brought to you by...
Hey, Little Rayleigh Joe, brought to you by our friends over at Good Neighbor Pharmacy in Danville behind Cracker Barrel, featuring convenience stay-in-your-car drive-thru, complete diabetes shop, Monday through Friday 9 to 7, Saturday 9 to 5, Good Neighbor Pharmacy in Danville behind Cracker Barrel. All right, sunshine, a high of 63, a low tonight 43, sunshine 64 tomorrow, Saturday sunny and 58, Sunday sunny and 63 at 7:09 in the morning. I'm so happy to have you aboard the Joe Show. For the second morning in a row, got my nasty Snickers coffee. That's, again, like 3 years past its expiration date. I told myself multiple times yesterday. I even stopped by the grocery store last night at 8 o'clock and grabbed a bite to eat for dinner last night and still forgot the coffee. So hopefully I can remember today, because I don't really have any more old coffee left. And I can't be coffeeless tomorrow morning. That wouldn't be good. Now I got to remember to get some coffee today. Hey, an Indian villager, check this out, recently went to where his sister was buried, dug up her corpse, and carried her to the bank so he could withdraw $211 from her account. This happened in India recently.
Looking for a bank you can trust?
Gosh, am I ever.
Do you have access to a dead body?
Yes, I do, but why?
Introducing our new totally free dead relative checking accounts at Corpse Fargo. Yes, simply bring in the corpse of a dead relative and we'll open up a checking account for you absolutely free with no monthly fee.
Welcome to Corpse Fargo. How can I help you?
Yeah, I want to open a checking account.
Great, I can get that started for you. And who's this?
It's my great-grandmother.
Great, I just need your ID and a copy of your great-grandmother's ID, and I'll get that started for you.
Okay, I'll be back. I need to go dig up her ID.
Our new totally free dead relative checking accounts, only at Corpse Fargo. Open one today.
Yeah, open a corpse checking account. Let's see what's breaking and trending this morning right here on the Joe Show. Starting off with a review of the Justice Department's compliance in releasing files connected to late convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein is being conducted by a government watchdog. A spokesperson for the Government Accountability Office confirmed the review, which it said is being done at the request of congressional lawmakers. The move is being made after a group of lawmakers alleged the DOJ had failed to comply with the Epstein Files Transparency Act. It marks the second review into the DOJ's handling of the files, as the Inspector General at the department launched a review last week. Now the watchdog group says it plans to, quote, determine the full scope of what will be covered and the methodology to be used. Uber is looking to make planning travel a one-stop process by adding hotel booking to the app. The company's CEO shared the news during its Go Get event yesterday, noting that Uber is now an app for everything, unquote. The rideshare app will offer more than 700,000 hotel listings directly on the app in partnership with Expedia Group as a way to help reduce the number of steps for travel. Users will get reminders to schedule rides and see options for Uber Eats room service that can deliver food along with any forgotten items directly to that hotel. Queen Camilla and King Charles III pay tribute to the victims of the September 11 attacks during their trip to New York City. The monarchs kicked off their trip to New York City yesterday with a visit to the National 9/11 Memorial. The two spoke with relatives of those who died on 9/11 and were accompanied by former Mayor Michael Bloomberg around the memorial. The king then visited an urban farming program in Harlem where he planted seeds and took a compliment about his hair from a child. Queen Camilla, meanwhile, spent time at the New York Public Library. It was the first trip to New York City by a reigning British monarch since Queen Elizabeth II did it back in 2010. Hey, Sinbad is so back. He's dipping his toes back into the stand-up routine for the first time since his 2020 stroke. The comedian has been asked countless times about a possible return, and he finally has news. Sinbad shared an Instagram, quote, "I can't walk. Since the stroke in 2020, I've not been on stage. I'm going to get my feet wet April 29th, that's yesterday, and May 10th at the Comedy Ice House in Pasadena, California. It's just the beginning of the comeback. I'm so looking forward to these shows. I got so much stuff to talk about. I'm going to be talking more trash than I ever talked. His daughter Paige will be the opener. It marks the first time they'll work together." Hey, Florida legislation, the GOP-controlled legislature passed a new congressional map yesterday that could flip up to 4 seats from Democrats to Republicans, handing Governor Ron DeSantis a major political win. The new map now heads to DeSantis for his signature, and if it holds up in court, analysis say it could leave Democrats with just 4 of Florida's 28 congressional seats after the November midterms. DeSantis has argued that Florida's rapid population growth and recent legal developments justify a mid-decade redraw, and his team pointed to yesterday's Supreme Court ruling limiting the Voting Rights Act as further justification. It was a chaotic vote in the Florida House of Reps yesterday as the body passed that redistricting bill.
Have all members voted? Have all members voted? The clerk will lock the machine and announce the vote.
83 yeas, 28 nays, Mr. Speaker.
Goodness gracious, that is awful. Is that really what our founding fathers want? I mean, is that it? Just yelling and screaming over each other? Guy having to talk to the microphone as loud as he can so that they can hear him? I mean, I don't know. Where was I? We were talking about the redistricting bill. Got me thrown off here. Democrats called the process rushed and unconstitutional, arguing and sounding like yelling the map violates the Fair District Amendment Florida voters approved in 2010, which barred drawing districts to favor a political party. So we'll see how this works out. And gas prices hit $4.23 per gallon yesterday, their highest point of the year, as the ongoing U.S.-Iran war continues to squeeze global oil markets. The national average has risen more than 40%, or $1.25 a gallon since before the war began in late February. The Strait of Hormuz, which in normal times carries 20% of the world's oil, remains effectively shut down under a dual blockade by both the U.S. and Iran. Brent crude, the international oil benchmark, stood at $114.60 a barrel, up nearly 25% from its recent low seen on April 17th. Many gas stations have been absorbing some of the cost increase to keep prices below the $4 threshold, but analysts say that cushion is running out. Lower-income households are feeling the pinch the most, but economists warn that the real risk comes if higher fuel costs start bleeding into grocery and utility prices. That's what's breaking and trending this morning on The Joe Show on 103.9 FM, WHIR Danville News, Talk Sports, and HometownLive.net. It's 7:17 in the morning. Yeah, we got the Big Daddy, except it's not the Big Daddy. It's K&N Sports sitting in for Steve. Brian Dean, Boyle softball, comes up after that.
Hey, this is Jack Mathis. I love sports, and this is Sport with the Big Daddy, Steve Bochum. Brought to you by Stuart Powell Mazda.
It's all about you and Stuart Powell.
Fred Sizemore, General Manager at Stuart Powell Ford Mazda. We are the number one volume retail dealer in Central Kentucky and the fastest growing Mazda dealer in the state of Kentucky. Our people make a difference, and we make it easy. Stop by and see for yourself how car buying should be. 225 South Danville Bypass or online at stuartpowell.com.
Because we know how. It's an easy thing to do in Danville. Stuart Powell Ford Mazda.
Happy Thursday, Kentucky. Scott Fitzgerald coming to you from the backside at Churchill Downs ahead of Kentucky Derby 152. Silent Tactic is out of the Kentucky Derby. Trainer Mark Cassidy says the colt has a bruised left front foot.
You know, ever have your nail separate from it's painful, or it wouldn't bother him going fast. The problem is you can't run in the Kentucky Derby and not be 100%.
That opens the door, of course, for Great White, who is coming off a 5th place finish at the Bluegrass. Silent Tactics exit also shifts the starting gate, with the horses moving up one post position, while Ocelli, Robusto, and Corona de Oro still need another scratch before tomorrow to get in. On to baseball, the Reds took a 13-2 loss to the Colorado Rockies, but the bigger story is lefty Brendan Williamson exiting after just 3 innings. He's got left shoulder fatigue. He allowed 4 runs with 4 walks, and skipper Terry Francona says he'll get an MRI, making his status a key concern moving forward. They'll try to bounce back today. Michael Lorenzen will get the nod for Colorado against Andrew Abbott. And some roundball news, former Kentucky target Tyron Stokes is officially in Lawrence, Kansas. 5-star forward, ranked the #1 player in the class, chose Kansas less than 24 hours before arriving on campus. His recruitment, well, in large part was due to the result of former Western Kentucky player in Eastern Kentucky, now Kansas assistant coach Curtis Townsend's efforts. Stokes.
He's been there from the get-go. Like, that was the first coach I talked to at Kansas. You know, he's trusted me, trusted my game to, you know, just continue to, with everything that's going on through my recruitment process. He's been there just, you know, giving me advice, even if, like, he's like, every time he talks to me, he's like, even if you don't come to Kansas, I'm always supporting you. So just having that, you know, respect level for, you know, a guy like me that isn't even committed to him yet, it just shows his character.
Both teams, by the way, are scheduled to clash November 10th in the State Farm Champions Classic in Chicago. Have a great Thursday, Kentucky. I'm Scott Fitzgerald.
This is the Kentucky News Network. In the heart of Harrodsburg, Kentucky, Mercer Stone Company is shaping driveways and dreams. Supplying quality stone with local dedication, these folks know a thing or two about building from the ground up. With friendly service and a commitment to getting your project done right, you'll find the materials and know-how you need. And lay the foundation for your next great project with Mercer Stone Company today. We will rock you.
Hit the trails with Danville Bike and Footwear. From summer adventures to daily rides, they'll help you find the perfect bike to match your goals. Choose from Specialized, Trek, Kona, or check out Aventon e-bikes. And they do. Yes, they do have kids' bikes too. No matter what your age or skill level, make Danville Bike and Footwear your destination to get moving on 2 wheels. Come test ride your next bike today at Danville Bike and Footwear, 417 West Main Street in downtown Danville.
This Joe Show weather report is brought to you by...
Okay, Little Rayleigh Joe, brought to you by our friends hanging out over at Dexter and Reitmeyer Insurance. Your local independent insurance agency, proudly representing the Auto Owners Insurance Company. Ask if auto owners make sense for you. Calling Mark or Chris for a free quote, 859-236-6686. Sunshine, 63 and 43 is the high and low. Sunshine, 64. Tomorrow on Saturday, mostly sunny and 58. Sunday, sunshine and 63. Right now it's 7:21 in the morning. It's 45 degrees. Thursday, the 30th day of the month of April, and I'm so happy to have onto the show Boyle County Lady Rebel softball coach Brian Dean. Good morning, Coach. How are you?
Morning, Joe. How you doing?
I'm doing great, Coach. Appreciate you joining us this morning, talking Lady Rebel softball. Thursday mornings we talk with Coach Deem at 7:20. And, Coach, you all are, I'll let you answer this, but seems like playing the best stretch of softball this season so far. You're 4-1 in your last 5 games. The one loss was a 2-1 loss at George Rogers Clark, who at that point when you played them had a 20-2 record. You were just the second team to hold them to 2 runs or fewer in a game, and they got you 2-1 in that one, Coach. Tell us how you think your Lady Rebels are playing right now.
We're starting to play much better. I think everybody's settling into the roles. I think, we've got a nice rotation of hitters and a nice rotation that we want to use the defensive side where it depends on who we have in the circle. So, and I think our freshmen and sophomores are maturing, and they're no longer freshmen and sophomores. They're a little level higher than that. And I just, pitching seems to be doing decent, and we're starting to hit the ball a little bit. And we're making some plays, so it's all positive right now. We just got another tough one tonight, and I love it. I love the competition.
Yeah, well, we do know, Coach, you played your 3 district games. You all still, so far, the class of the 45th district, you all have won all 3 of them by a combined score of 32-1. So you took care of those 3 games. And like you said, now the rest of the season, including tonight at Mercer County, that's a game we'll have on the radio on WHBN. You've got a good one tonight, and just see where you stack up competition-wise as you head for the rest of the season into the district tournament in a couple of weeks.
Absolutely, and Mercer's going to be. They've got solid pitching with Ella Davis and Ava Music. They hit the ball well. It's going to be a nice little challenge for us. But Monday we had to go to E-Town, and we were able to get a 2-0 win over E-Town against Taylor Spires, who was honored before the game for having her 1,000th strikeout. So I'm proud of my kids and how they've not getting wrapped up or listening to, as Nick Saban, the rat poison, and just focusing on what we got to deal with that day and go out there and compete. And that's what we're doing, and I love it.
Yeah, hey, Derby Day, you got a doubleheader. You're going to Bath County, taking on Henry Clay and Holy Cross. Tell us about this little, 3-team tournament going on there in Bath County.
Well, back to Kenny Williams, he comes down for my Tyler Missbach showcase. So he asked me if we would come up there this year, and I said sure. We play Covington Holy Cross, who I believe last year won the region, and then and we got Henry Clay. So we're going to return the favor. We're going to go up there on Friday night, have a team meal, kind of just sit back and let the girls be girls, and get up the next morning and play at 12-2 and see if we can get a couple of wins as well there. So it's good to get them away from home, get them overnight, let them get to know, not to know each other, but have a little moment where they get to hang out with each other and then get up the next day and get ready to go compete.
Yeah, you're right about Holy Cross Covington. They won the 9th region last year, ended up losing to Harrison County in the first round of the Fast Pitch Softball State Tournament. You end as well with a handful of home games. So if you haven't seen the Lady Rebels, they got home games on May 6th, May the 9th. You got 2 of them as a part of the showcase, Tyler Missbach Memorial Showcase. Then you host Ballard May the 11th and Anderson County May 12th. So still a lot of great chances to go watch the Lady Rebels in action. And again, they're 4-1 in their last 5 games. Boyle County Lady Rebels softball coach Brian Deem joins us Thursday mornings. Coach, good luck tonight. Again, it's a game we'll have on WHBN tonight. Gary True is going to have the play-by-play call of that one for Mercer County and Boyle County softball. So looking forward to a good one tonight. Okay, Coach?
Yes, sir, and always Rebels forever.
There you go. That's Boyle County Lady Rebels softball coach Brian Deem. At 7:25 in the morning, we are coming back after this on The Joe Show. 4 minutes away from K&N Bottom Hour News on WHIR.
Hello, this is Jessica Sperlin. The Sperlin family is proud to be the owner of Preston Pruitt Sperlin Funeral Home in Danville. Our pledge to you is to offer the same compassionate, caring service that Preston Pruitt established in 1880.
The Sperlin family has many years' experience taking care of families like yours with the finest and most affordable services available. They're located on South 4th Street in Danville. Call 859-236-4343, 236-4343.
Preston Pruitt Sperlin Funeral Home, our family serving your family.
Looking for something more from your personal checking account? Then one of our new Community Trust Advantage checking accounts might be right for you. Our Advantage checking accounts offer great features such as ID Protect, roadside assistance, cell phone protection, travel and leisure discounts, and shopping rewards, which makes it easier for you to save money on everyday purchases. Learn more at ctbi.com. Get more out of your checking. Open an account today. Our friendly, professional staff at one of our many branches will be happy to assist you.
Community Trust Bank. Building communities built on trust. Member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
It's their first year in business. Zaytoon's Mediterranean Restaurant, located Houstonville Road. Come in and enjoy great authentic chicken and beef, shawarma wraps or platters, plus hot off the grill lamb chops, kebabs, and so much more, all fixed to your liking and comes with their very own in-house special garlic sauce. And right now, for a limited time, with an adult entree purchase, kids eat free from the kids menu. Zaytoon's offers catering to any home or office. Zaytoon's Mediterranean Restaurant, Danville.
Time out for sports this weekend with VSiN Sports Shows on WHIR AM 1230.
Alrighty. My Maria. A little bricks and done for you. 727, 45 degrees. Thursday, April 30th. EKU Center for the Arts. What do we got coming up? Well, what is today? Today's the 30th. Today and tomorrow, 30th and May 1st, you've got at EKU Center for the Arts. The Appalachian Shakespeare Center is doing their rendition of Hamlet at EKU Center for the Arts. May the 6th, you've got the Temptations and the Four Tops. Go ahead and get tickets for that. And then, going to want this one, July 16th, Jason Isbell coming to EKU Center for the Arts. He's very popular. EKUcenter.com. Get your tickets now. You can pick out the specific seats you want to sit in. See how much they cost, and literally seat by seat, pick out where you want to sit. EKUcenter.com. Get it done and get your tickets for the Appalachian Shakespeare Center's version of Hamlet today and tomorrow. The Temptations and the Four Tops on May the 6th. Looking at the calendar, that is next Wednesday. And then Jason Isbell coming on July the 16th. It's 7:28 in the morning. So happy to have you on the show. 859-238-9447. 238-WHIR to call in. And we'll get you right here on the radio on The Joe Show. Hey, do you have what's called a low-effort family? This is like a new trending term now. A new article says low-effort families aren't usually filled with yelling or drama. Instead, they're all about avoiding that. Usually in these families, there's one person that does all of the emotional lifting. That's the person remembering birthdays, sending texts, making plans, and keeping everybody connected. Here's what a family therapist said. Quote, "It's not so much that the rest of the family opted out of caring. It's more that they never had to practice because someone else was already doing that. It's important to remember that healthy relationships require mutual effort. So if you're always the one texting first, or always the one planning holidays, or always the one checking in while everyone else stays silent, you might be the CEO, the executive director, the general manager, and the owner of the low-effort family." A low-effort family, an article explaining this, saying that's a family, not that they don't care about each other, but there's not a lot of effort. There's usually one person that does most of the heavy lifting, making sure people are staying connected, making plans, and things of that nature. We're an hour and a half in. We've got the Kentucky News Network coming your way next on The Joe Show.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
4 people are in custody after a multi-agency drug bust in Lexington yielded about $2 million worth of cocaine. Investigators seized roughly 47 kilograms of the drug on Wednesday following surveillance of a local residence. Authorities searched 2 vehicles and a home before arresting Marion Pinder and 3 other suspects on federal trafficking charges. A New York man held at a Kentucky federal prison has been convicted of attempted murder after a 2-day trial in London. In 2019, 42-year-old Mufid Elfki stabbed his cellmate at U.S. Penitentiary McCreary more than 30 times with an improvised weapon. Guards deployed pepper spray and non-lethal rounds before finally subduing him. He faces up to 20 more years in prison. The Lexington community is mourning the loss of longtime civil rights leader P.G. Peoples, who died on Wednesday Wednesday at the age of 80. Peoples led the local urban league for more than 5 decades, dedicating his life to improving affordable housing and fighting systemic injustice. Former Mayor Jim Gray called him the conscience of the community who believed in giving everyone a fair shake. A union organizer was escorted out of a Fayette County School Board meeting this week while protesting the district's handling of ongoing financial troubles. Laura Hartke was removed after interrupting a presentation on the budget crisis, which prompted recent staff reductions to save nearly $2 million. Hartke calls her removal an attempt to silence critics. And finally, in Knox County, a man has been charged with allegedly beating his pregnant girlfriend with a log. Police say 30-year-old William Collins struck the woman early on Monday. He's also accused of throwing wood with exposed nails into the road to prevent her from escaping the scene. Collins is currently lodged on a $50,000 bond. I'm Travis Laird.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
Need your property looking its best? Call Homescapes LLC, a trusted source for all your home, service, and property maintenance. We're licensed and fully insured, handling both residential and commercial properties with confidence. Lawn care and treatments, landscaping, excavation, construction, and tree trimming and removal. One call does it all. Call 859-613-9161. That's 859-613-9161. And let Homescapes LLC get the job done right.
The Bread of Life Cafe in Casey County, Highway 127, proudly serves several all-you-can-eat buffets. Start out with the lunch buffet, $13.99. Thursday, after 4, seniors 55 and older can experience the buffet for $9.99. Friday, after 4, swimming for the seafood buffet, $19.99. Saturday morning breakfast buffet, 7 till 10:30, $10.99. And Saturday, after 4, make your way to the evening buffet for $14.99. Feed your tummy and your soul with a visit to the Bread of Life Cafe, 5 miles south of Liberty on Highway 127. Open till 8, Monday through Thursday night, Friday and Saturday till 9.
This is a Hometown Radio Network information update.
Applications are open for the next Leadership Boyle County class. This class is a professionally guided 9-month program designed to develop emerging and established community leaders. It'll give behind-the-scenes access to key organizations and leaders and help develop meaningful relationships with classmates and community partners. Applications for the next Leadership Boyle County are due by June 1st, and applicants will be notified of their status by June 6th. Go to DanvilleBoyleChamber.com for more information. Mercer County residents continue to speak out against the proposal to build a data center. On Tuesday at a Planning and Zoning Commission meeting, many residents stepped up to the mic to urge officials to stop the project. The measure would allow data center campuses of at least 300 acres and a cap zoning at 1,500 acres countywide. Local officials still have not made a final decision on that project. The deadline to apply for Kentucky's elk hunt drawing is coming up midnight tonight. The fall elk hunt quota is among the most anticipated hunting opportunities available in Kentucky each year. The drawing will take place Saturday, May 9th at the 4th Annual Kentucky Elk and Outdoor Fest in Bardstown. 500 names will be drawn at random that day among the applicants, with those people then being able to purchase an elk hunt permit for that drawing. And we made it through the rain, and now we get sunshine and cooler temperatures. Highs over the next 2 days won't reach any higher than the low 60s. And for Derby Day Saturday, it's even cooler, with highs only into the mid-50s and lows that evening into the mid-30s. Reporting for the Hometown Radio Network, I'm Joe Mathis.
Ready to remodel your home with new kitchen, bath, or lighting, but costs are holding you back? Good news. The Big Deal Store and HometownLive.net can help you get started with your remodeling dreams. You can now save money on gift certificates to Lux 218 in Danville. Your new headquarters for luxury remodeling for less. They have a wonderful showroom of ideas to kickstart your home remodeling job this year. Don't let price hold you back. Get true luxury for less at Lux 218, and then get extra savings by buying gift certificates at the Big Deal Store. You can get $100 for half price when you buy 5 or more. So get $1,000 for just $500. For all the details, visit the Big Deal Store and HometownLive.net. Remodeling just got easier and so much more affordable when you team up with Lux 218 and the Big Deal Store.
Hey Boyle County,
County. Ready to make a difference? The brand new Boyle County Recycling Center is throwing open its doors, and you're invited to the grand opening. Experience how recycling can make a real difference. Tour the new center, enjoy free snacks, and see how you can help keep Boyle County beautiful. Join us this Friday from 1 to 3. We've moved just around the corner in Danville at 225 North Stewart's Lane. See you there, neighbor.
Boyle County's our home, so let's keep it clean.
This Joe Show weather report is brought to you by...
All right, little Rayleigh Joe, appreciate that. Brought to you by our friends hanging out over at Danville Auto Body Shop. Top-of-the-line collision auto body repair. Head to the mechanics over at Dabs. Danville Auto Body Shop. Come on now, 315 Dillahay. Get a free estimate, and they work with your insurance company, fixing water leaks, window motor repairs, hail damage, and paintless dent repair. Danville Auto Body Shop. Sunshine, high of 63, and low tonight of 43. Sunshine tomorrow, 64 is your high. Derby Day Saturday, mostly sunny, 58. And 37. Right now it's 7:37. It's 44 degrees. Come on, it's Thursday, the 30th day of the month of April, and Caitlin Farley joins the show on this morning's County Agents Corner. Good morning, Caitlin. How are you?
I'm doing good, Joe. How are you doing?
Doing great, Caitlin. Appreciate you joining us this morning. We talk with Caitlin Thursdays and Fridays during Boyle County's Extension Office Week, and today being a Thursday, we talk with Caitlin, brought to you by Bluegrass South Livestock Market.
Got the top price for your livestock? Take them to the Bluegrass South Livestock Market, where they have drop-off hours to fit the busy farmer's need, selling your livestock a profitable and a pleasant experience. Save the hassle of a long haul. Sell your livestock at the Bluegrass South Livestock Market, 277 Courtier Road in Stanford. Call Bluegrass South Livestock Market at 606-365-0665. Bluegrass South Livestock Market in Stanford.
And here's Caitlin Farley.
Hey, good morning, and welcome to the County Agents Corner. That's brought to you by the Boyle, Mercer, Garrett, and Lincoln County UK Cooperative Extension Offices. This is Caitlin Farley, Boyle County Horticulture Agent, and let's get started on today's tips about installing a butterfly garden. Honeybees, which are native to Europe and introduced to the United States, are important pollinators for home gardens. But numerous pollinator species, including honeybees, native bees, butterflies, moths, beetles, birds, and bats, benefit our gardens. Sadly, many of the pollinators have suffered from habitat loss, chemical misuse, diseases, and parasites. Gardeners play a crucial role in the nurturing and conservation of both native and introduced pollinators. Gardens and landscapes provide pollinators with food, water, shelter, and habitat to complete their life cycles. Just like any new flower bed, you want to pick a site for your butterfly garden with good drainage, full sun, and an area with good weed control. If you are starting a new butterfly garden, get a soil test, eliminate the weeds, and add organic matter. Honeybees and other pollinators need protein from the flower pollen, and carbohydrates from the flower nectar. Plan to provide a variety of different types of flowers, and aim to have 3 different flower species in bloom throughout the growing season. Showy, colorful flowers and massed groups of flowers, particularly in small gardens, provide efficient feeding stations for the pollinators. Flowering trees and shrubs also provide excellent food sources. Native plants share a long history with their pollinators, including a wide variety of natives that will make your garden a favorite destination for the butterflies. Some of these are purple coneflower, black-eyed Susan, aster, goldenrod, milkweed, and coreopsis. So be sure to have puddling spots for butterflies to get a drink of water. Pollinators also need shelter from the wind, scorching sun, and heavy rain. And that is all for your County Agents Corner. This is Caitlin Farley, Boyle County Horticulture Agent, and thank you for listening in.
Thank you, Caitlin Farley, County Agents Corner, brought to you by Bluegrass South Livestock Market. All right, Caitlin, before you go, some random facts that you may not know, but I want you to know, so I'm going to let you know. Caitlin, are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's hear it.
All right, here we go, Caitlin. Fact number 1. City birds, so like pigeons and birds that live in big cities, they appear to be more afraid of women than men. And scientists are not sure why. Men can get about 3 feet closer than women can before the birds fly away. Regardless of what they're wearing, their height, or how they approach the creatures, on average, men can get 3 foot closer to a bird than a woman can.
Okay, that's interesting.
It is. Number 2, Texas A&M offers a class on Texas barbecue. Teaches the history of barbecue, cooking methodology, flavorings and seasonings, and different types of barbecue, not to mention even a unit on Thanksgiving turkeys in that class. I think I would take that class if I went to Texas A&M.
I know, sounds fun.
Yeah, Texas Barbecue 101. Teach me your ways. Number 3, Canadian radio stations are required by law to play Canadian artists on the airwaves at least 35% of the time. So, I don't mind that, supporting their own country's artists, but 35% of all the music you hear on Canadian radio stations, minimum 35% is going to be a Canadian musical artist.
Interesting.
Number 4, the 6th Dalai Lama lived in the 17th century. He rejected living as a monk and instead spent his life womanizing, drinking, and writing love poems and songs. It sounds like he wasn't a real good Dalai Lama.
No.
And then number 5, despite playing around 2,350 live concerts over 30 years, there's a live recording of every Grateful Dead concert ever except for one. March the 17th of 1970. It was a show they played in Buffalo with the Buffalo Philharmonic Orchestra there at Klein's Music Hall. Every single Grateful Dead show, 2,350-plus live concerts have been recorded except for one, Caitlin. It's a pretty extensive library there of Grateful Dead music. There you go. Random facts for you on this Thursday morning. Caitlin, we'll talk to you again tomorrow morning, okay?
Great. Sounds
right,
great.
There you go. Caitlin Farley, County Agents Corner at 7:43 in the morning, 44 degrees here in Danville.
Bad decisions limit future options. Stop adversity from becoming stress. Listen to The Flatline with host Rick Hughes, Sunday mornings at 7:30 on WHIR. Learn problem-solving devices built on God's Word. For inspiration, education, all without manipulation. The Flatline Sunday mornings at 7:30 on WHIR and online at hometownlive.net.
Happy Thursday, Kentucky. Scott Fitzgerald coming to you from the backside at Churchill Downs ahead of Kentucky Derby 152. Silent Tactic is out of the Kentucky Derby. Trainer Mark Cassidy says the colt has a bruised left front foot.
You know, ever have your nail separate from it's painful, or it wouldn't bother him going fast. The problem is you can't run in the Kentucky Derby and not be 100%.
That opens the door, of course, for Great White, who is coming off a 5th-place finish at the Bluegrass. Silent Tactics exit also shifts the starting gate, with the horses moving up one post position, while Ocelli, Robusto, and Corona de Oro still need another scratch before tomorrow to get in. On to baseball, the Reds took a 13-2 loss to the Colorado Rockies, but the bigger story is lefty Brendan Williamson exiting after just 3 innings. He's got left shoulder fatigue. He allowed 4 runs with 4 walks, and skipper Terry Francona says he'll get an MRI, making his status a key concern moving forward. They'll try to bounce back today. Michael Lorenzen will get the nod for Colorado against Andrew Abbott. And some roundball news, former Kentucky target Tyron Stokes is officially in Lawrence, Kansas. 5-star forward, ranked the #1 player in the class, chose Kansas less than 24 hours before arriving on campus. His recruitment, well, in large part was due to the result of former Western Kentucky player in Eastern Kentucky, now Kansas assistant coach Curtis Townsend's efforts. Stokes.
He's been there from the get-go. That was the first coach I talked to at Kansas. He's trusted me, trusted my game to, just continue to, with everything that's going on through my recruitment process. He's been there just, giving me advice, even if like every time he talks to me, he's like, even if you don't come to Kansas, I'm always supporting you. So just having that, respect level for, a guy like me that isn't even committed to him yet, it just shows his character.
Both teams, by the way, are scheduled to clash November 10th in the State Farm Champions Classic in Chicago. Have a great Thursday, Kentucky. I'm Scott Fitzgerald.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
The secret is out. With millions of younger-looking customers across the country, Plexiderm is one of the most highly sought-after products on the market. It visibly shrinks under-eye bags and smooths out crow's feet in minutes, and the effects last up to 10 hours. Influencers love it, magazines feature it, and people just can't get enough of it. As a matter of fact, Elle Magazine gave it an Editor's Choice Award as Best Instant Wrinkle Filler for 2025. In as little as 10 minutes, Plexiderm reduces the appearance of fine lines, wrinkles, and those dreaded under-eye bags. So yes, you can look years younger in minutes, and the effects last for hours. No surgery, no gimmicks, just results. The best news, you can try Plexiderm for only $14.95. Plus, get free shipping. Call 1-800-598-6439. That's 1-800-598-6439. Or visit plexiderm.com/trial. Paid for by Sheer Science.
Hey, it's Joe Pags. Make plans to join us for the show. We're bringing the top news stories that are affecting you, the top stories from social media, pop culture stories, could be in sports. Maybe we'll sing a song or two or three or make fun of somebody that you want us to make fun of. That plus, of course, a big part of the program is you calling in. Look, we can agree, we can debate, we can yell at each other, we can sing a song together. We do it all right here on the Joe Pags Show, Monday through Friday from 6 to 9 on WHIR AM 1230 and online at hometownlive.net.
This Joe Show weather report is brought to you by...
Okay, little Rightly Joe, brought to you by our friends hanging out over at Southern Heating and Cooling, keeping your home cozy as your comfort is their priority. Veteran owned, family operated, and locally trusted. Go online, southernheatingcooling.com or 859-324-2770. Southern Heating and Cooling. Sunshine, a high of 63, a low tonight of 43. Sunshine, 64 tomorrow. On Saturday, mostly sunny, 58. That's Derby Day. Sunday, sunny and 63 is your high. Right now, it's 7:48 in the morning. It's 44 degrees, and I'm happy you're on the show. 859-238-WHIR to call in.
Well, it was all that I could do to keep from crying.
Yeah, by now maybe you've heard the news, the sad news of the death of David Allan Coe. Country music legend, country music outlaw. He was like a true definition of an outlaw. David Allan Coe passed away last night at the age of 86, part of the outlaw country scene in the 70s, and had his share of controversy over the years, like the use of some slurs in some of his songs. Some of his hits you might know include The Ride, Mona Lisa Lost Her Smile, and this one, You Never Even Called Me By My Name.
Call me Waylon Jennings.
He also wrote Johnny Paycheck's hit, Take This Job and Shove It. Now, the cause of death has not yet been confirmed for David Allan Coe, but he was in ICU at the time of his death. His rep says, quote, David is a musical treasure. Even in his years of declining health, he appreciated all of his fans. R.I.P. music outlaw David Allan Coe, who died at the age of 86 last night.
Even though you're on my fighting side.
All right, so the Royals visited New York City last night. First time in 19 years that the royal family had visited the country's biggest city, New York City. We'll check out how it went for King Charles in New York.
Greetings, it is King Charles. Want to take a vacation that's fit for a king? Then book your trip on Royalocity. Yes, I've been traveling all over the U.S. lately, and now you can travel the way I do with Royalocity.
Nice. New York City?
Very well. Let me just do a quick search of hotels in the area, and... wow, these places are dumps. I would never stay here. Ew, and this hotel doesn't come with a butler that hand feeds you roast pheasant. Pick another place.
Okay, how about Los Angeles?
Let me just check Royalocity and... oh, no. There aren't even any palaces to stay in, and nobody plays trumpet and announces your arrival every time you enter a room. You know what? I'm just going to book a trip to the UK for you. America is rubbish.
Hey!
Royalocity, book your trip today.
All right, that's enough of that. Let's see what's going on out west in Hollywood. The showbiz segment, the world of weird. If a celebrity does it, says it, or thinks it, you know what we say. Do say and think the opposite of what celebrities do and say and think. All right, Ozzy Osbourne wore a signature cologne for over 30 years, but he told very few people what that cologne was. Now we know that it's scent number 88 from a London-based company called Check and Speak. Czech spelled like Czechoslovakia, C-Z-E-C-H. Speak spelled S-P-E-A-K-E. They just released a limited edition version of Ozzy Osbourne's cologne in his honor. Unfortunately, it sold out like right away, even though they charged $370 for a 100-milliliter bottle. About $68 from every bottle sold is going to the Cure Parkinson's Foundation in Ozzy's honor. Ozzy's wife, Sharon, says, quote, "I'll never forget that. As soon as he smelled it, he said to me, I'd like to smell like this for the rest of my life." And he did. Everywhere he went, he was known for it. Everyone talked about it. His friends, his bandmates, his business colleagues, everyone. And they would say how good he smelled. Number 88 is described as, quote, "a fresh, woody top note of bergamot and geranium and base notes of vetiver and sandalwood." I don't know 75% of what I just said right there, but if you do, you can see if you can get your hands on a bottle. I mentioned this earlier. Sinbad is returning to the stage for the first time since his stroke 26 years ago. He's playing 2 shows at the Ice House Comedy Club in Pasadena. And actually, one of them already happened. In a video posted yesterday, Sinbad announced the dates were April 29th, which was yesterday, and May 10th, which is Mother's Day. He was indeed scheduled for a sold-out show at the Ice House last night. There's no word how that went. Now, Sinbad's speech is not perfect, but it's more than good enough to do stand-up. Although maybe we shouldn't call it stand-up since he can't walk, but he says, quote, "I'm so looking forward to these shows. I got so much stuff to talk about. I'm going to be talking more trash than I ever talk." His daughter Paige is opening the shows up for him. And a girl named Gray Connors went viral last year sounding like Taylor Swift with her cover of The Fate of Ophelia. She says she's been getting a lot of hate online for it and has been accused of faking her voice. She says, quote, "It's definitely gotten to me, but it's also pushed me to want to work harder and prove people wrong, especially because there are those Taylor comparisons, and I'm trying to find my unique sound." You can actually hear her online. She sounds exactly like Taylor Swift. I mean, I was watching the video of her play, so I knew it wasn't Taylor, but you just play the song for me, you would think it's Taylor Swift. There you go. Gray Connors. Actually, let me play it for you. Why not? See if I can get... This is an original song that Gray Connors did, but I can name only like 5 Taylor Swift songs anyway. So you could have played this and not told me it's an original song, and I still would have thought that it was Taylor Swift singing. So this is what she sounds like. This is Gray Connors. Do you think she sounds like Taylor Swift?
I'm not playing games.
Yes, immediately. I would say Taylor Swift.
I'd call you up, but you would say hello. Then I wouldn't know what is this you say. 'Cause I know nothing's changed.
Now, I don't know what else she's going to say, so I got to turn it down, but I knew the first 10 seconds of the song were clean. That's Gray Connors going viral for sounding like Taylor Swift and getting hate online. People are like, hey, you got to find your own way. Stop trying to ride the coattails of Tay-Tay. You got to do your own thing, Gray Connors. Stop it. Let's go to Melton's Deli in Danville. Grab a sandwich for lunch a little bit later on this afternoon. Big fan of Melton's. Love Melton's Deli. Let's go with the Big Mama sub today. Number 5 on the Melton's Deli menu, smoked turkey, deli baked ham, Swiss and American cheese, crisp bacon, red onions, lettuce, tomatoes, and mayonnaise. Served in a 6-inch sub-sandwich bun. You can get that at 247 East Main or 995 Ben Ally Drive. Tell them you heard them this morning on the Joe Show. Try it out today. It's the Big Mama sub. Tell them Joe sent you. Big Mama sub, number 5 on the Melton's Deli menu as this morning's sandwich of the day. We're back right after this. We'll make a stop by Just Love Coffee and Cafe here in Danville and grab ourselves a cup of coffee to get us going this morning. That's right after this.
Are you on your feet all day or dealing with shoes that just don't provide the right support? Danville Bike and Footwear is your destination for trusted shoe brands Brooks, Asics, Ultra, and Saucony, plus Power Step and Spinco insoles. Your feet need the right support, stability, and shock absorption for all-day comfort. Let the shoe specialist at Danville Bike and Footwear help you find the right shoe for your lifestyle. Stop by Danville Bike and Footwear at 417 West Main Street in downtown Danville next to City Hall.
Talk Kentucky Sports, weekday mornings at 10 with Matt Jones and Kentucky Sports Radio, right here on AM 1230 WHIR.
All right, today is National Raisin Day. I do think it's interesting that it's also National Oatmeal Cookie Day, which to me, oatmeal raisin cookies are like the greatest imposters of all time. Because I just can't imagine there are many people who pick up an oatmeal raisin cookie and take a bite out of it and aren't fooled thinking it's chocolate chip, just taking a quick glance, but they're happy that it's not chocolate chip. I just imagine the number of people who are happy to see oatmeal raisin cookies over chocolate chip cookies is a very, very, very minute amount of people. I'm not saying they don't exist. My father-in-law loves oatmeal raisin cookies. That's his thing. That's fine. But he's like the one person out of the 1,064 people that I know that are like, oh, great, oatmeal raisin cookies, not chocolate chip cookies. But today is National Raisin Day. We talked about that earlier this morning. It's also National Oatmeal Cookie Day. A soldier in the Middle Ages. Imagine this. About to enter battle, he unsheaths his sword. Chainmails glinted in the sun. The time has come to charge, but before he annihilates the enemy, he annihilates an oatmeal cookie. In the modern ages, though, the first recorded oatmeal cookie recipe dates back to 1896, when it was written by Fanny Merritt Farmer. Fanny Farmer. The cookies were considered healthier version of regular cookies. That's why they become popular in the 1900s. Like, we can't even have one thing that's unhealthy. We got to make a healthy version even of cookies. So let me fool you. Maybe you'll think these raisins are chocolate chips. And then you'll eat them, and you'll be angry at me for just a second because I fooled you into thinking a chocolate chip cookie is an oatmeal raisin cookie, but then hopefully you'll like it enough to where you're not too angry at me after the first bite. Today, our much sweeter version of oatmeal cookies are used for energy in other battles, like surviving your 3-hour social studies class or an extended conflict with your laptop or whatever it is. So grab an oatmeal cookie, delicious spices, nuts, and raisins, and get ready to fight. Well, sort of. Maybe not physically fight. Today is National Oatmeal Cookie Day, an oatmeal raisin cookie. And again, I'm not an oatmeal raisin cookie hater. It's just like if you give me a plate and there's chocolate chip cookies and there's oatmeal raisin cookies, I don't even have to think about that. That's not even a choice. Like, we're not slapping chocolate chip cookies across the face, even putting them in the same category as oatmeal raisin cookies. If you want something good for breakfast, you want coffee, maybe you want something sweet, cookie-like. They've got sweet waffles. They've got sweet things at Just Love Coffee and Cafe. They have savory things as well. Just Love Coffee and Cafe in Danville on the bypass. Tell them the Joe Show sent you, and you get 200 free loyalty points. Just Love Coffee is a 3-time finalist for Roaster of the Year, so you know the coffee is going to be awesome there. Just Love Coffee and Cafe in Danville on the bypass in front of Hampton Inn and Holiday Inn Express. Ann Yeager sent me a picture yesterday, and she said on the show on Tuesday she was taking the staff to Just Love Coffee and Cafe. And she sent a picture, and there was the staff of Stith Funeral Home. They're eating and getting a drink, getting some coffee. They're at Just Love Coffee and Cafe in Danville. So stop by there. Tell them you heard it on the Joe Show. And if you are an app user, you get 200 loyalty rewards points from their app. We're halfway home, 8 o'clock in the morning. We'll see what is going on in the Sort of Sports Report this morning at 8:10. Randyisms is on here at 8:20. Coming up next.
This is the talk of the town, AM 1230, and now on FM 103.9, WHIR Danville, powered by Kentucky WiMAX.
It's 8 o'clock.
NBC News Radio, I'm Michael Kastner. The price of oil is hitting its highest level in about 4 years, with the war in Iran now in its third month. The surge comes as President Trump says the U.S. will continue its naval blockade of Iranian ports. Brent crude prices rose about 3% this morning, briefly climbing above $120 per barrel. The Trump administration is rolling back gun control rules from the Biden administration. One of the rules being repealed is a 2024 rule from the Biden administration that calls for firearms dealers to conduct background checks for buyers at gun shows. Gun rights groups claim the rule violates the Second Amendment. President Trump says former FBI Director James Comey used a term to kill that gangsters use. Trump told reporters 86 is used by mob bosses when they order an associate to kill someone.
You ever see the movies? 86 'em. The mobster says to one of his wonderful associates, 86 'em. That means kill 'em.
Comey posted a photo last year of seashells on a beach arranged to form the numbers 8647. He surrendered yesterday after he was charged federally for threatening Trump's life. When asked if he thought his life was in danger, Trump said, probably. He then went on to call Comey a dirty cop. King Charles and Queen Camilla are attending events in Virginia today after their visit to New York City yesterday. More from Scott Pringle.
The royal couple joined former Mayor Michael Bloomberg and others at a wreath-laying ceremony at the 9/11 Memorial in Lower Manhattan. They then spent time with first responders. Queen Camilla then visited the New York Public Library on Fifth Avenue.
We all need stories. Therefore, we all need books. This is something I've always known to be true.
Michael Kastner, NBC News Radio.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
What makes you so different than the rest of us?
We ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Tell me more.
Our investment counselors focus on service over sales, prioritizing clients' needs.
How do you make money?
We don't sell any commission-based products. We have a simple management fee based on the value of our client's portfolio. So we do better when our clients do better.
What about client portfolios?
We get to know each client, their finances, family, health, lifestyle, and more, and then we tailor a portfolio based on their specific goals and needs.
Your clients really come first then, huh?
Yes, we make them a top priority. Our goal is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Wow, maybe we are different.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
The Israeli army has reportedly arrested about 175 activists who were bringing humanitarian aid to the Gaza Strip. The Israeli Foreign Ministry says the activists were part of an aid flotilla of nearly 60 boats who were apprehended overnight in international waters off Greece. The organizers of the flotilla say the pro-Palestinian activists were seeking to break Israel's blockade of Gaza and that 22 of their boats were stormed by Israeli forces in violation of international law. The Federal Reserve announced that it's leaving interest rates unchanged in what was likely his last press event as Fed Chair. Jerome Powell said recent economic activity is expanding at a solid pace, but warned the Iran war has led to a lot of economic uncertainty.
We see the current stance of monetary policy as appropriate to promote progress toward our maximum employment and 2% inflation goals.
Meanwhile, Powell said he will continue to serve as a Fed governor after his term as chair expires May 15th, but will keep a low profile while an internal probe into the renovation of the central bank's headquarters continues. Powell went on to call President Trump's criticism of him unprecedented and worries about the impact it's had on the Federal Reserve. If you're traveling and using Uber, the ride-sharing app can help make your vacation complete. Here's Rory O'Neill.
Uber is now partnering with the travel site Expedia to let riders book hotel rooms via the app. Uber's CEO says the updated platform is now an app for everything. Uber users will have access to more than 700,000 hotel listings as a way to help reduce the number of steps for travel. Uber riders will get reminders to schedule rides and see options for Uber Eats room service that can deliver food along with any forgotten items directly to your hotel.
Michael Kastner, NBC News Radio.
Republic Services of Kentucky offers a single-source solution for all of your disposal needs, servicing residential, commercial, and industrial customers with offerings that include recycling and other disposal options. You have enough to worry about on a daily basis. Leave waste disposal to Republic Services. They'll handle it from there. For a quote or to discuss services, reach out to republicservices.com or give them a call at 859-263-2000. 263-2000.
Is your car in need of a shine? Keep it sparkling all month long with Safari Falls Car Wash. Visit our new location in Danville off the 127 bypass on Skywatch Drive from 7:30 a.m. until 7:30 p.m. Monday through Saturday, and on Sundays from 9 a.m. until 7:30 p.m. Packages start at just $22 per month. That's less than $1 a day. For $22 a month, you will enjoy unlimited washes and keep your car looking brand new all month long.
Whether you have one car or a whole fleet, we've got a plan for you.
Good morning to you. It's Thursday. It's April the 30th, 043026 on your calendar. We got sports coming your way. We got news coming your way. And we've got Randyisms coming your way as well.
This is a Hometown Radio Network information update.
Applications are open for the next Leadership Boyle County class. This class is a professionally guided 9-month program designed to develop emerging and established community leaders. It'll give behind-the-scenes access to key organizations and leaders and help develop meaningful relationships with classmates and community partners. Applications for the next Leadership Boyle County are due by June 1st, and applicants will be notified of their status by June 6th. Go to DanvilleBoyleChamber.com for more information. Mercer County residents continue to speak out against the proposal to build a data center. On Tuesday at a Planning and Zoning Commission meeting, many residents stepped up to the mic to urge officials to stop the project. The measure would allow data center campuses of at least 300 acres and a cap zoning at 1,500 acres countywide. Local officials still have not made a final decision on that project. The deadline to apply for Kentucky's elk hunt drawing is coming up midnight tonight. The fall elk hunt quota is among the most anticipated hunting opportunities available in Kentucky each year. The drawing will take place Saturday, May 9th at the 4th Annual Kentucky Elk and Outdoor Fest in Bardstown. 500 names will be drawn at random that day among the applicants, with those people then being able to purchase an elk hunt permit for that drawing. And we made it through the rain, and now we get sunshine and cooler temperatures. Highs over the next 2 days won't reach any higher than the low 60s. And for Derby Day Saturday, it's even cooler, with highs only into the mid-50s and lows that evening into the mid-30s. Reporting for the Hometown Radio Network, I'm Joe Mathis.
Listen to WHIR online at hometownlive.net, powered by Kentucky, YMAX.com.
If you're feeling hopeless, alone, and broken, maybe empty inside, Chloe's Petals for Hope.
Hi, this is Susan Rogers with Chloe's Petals for Hope. We all have the power to promote positive mental health, whether by supporting someone who's going through a difficult time or instilling healthy habits in our children from an early age. Promote positive mental health wherever you are. Call or text 988 or chat at 988lifeline.org. It's free and confidential.
This Joe Show Weather Report is brought to you by...
Okay, Rayleigh Joe, appreciate that. Coming your way, brought to you by Dexter and Reitmeyer Insurance, your local independent insurance agency. Proudly representing the Auto Owners Insurance Company. Ask if auto owners make sense for you. Calling Mark or Chris for a free quote. 859-236-6686. Sunshine, a high of 63, a low tonight of 43, 64 and 40 tomorrow. Derby Day, Saturday. Mostly sunny, 58 and 37. Sunday, sunshine, and 63. Right now, we're looking at 8:09 in the morning, and it is Thursday, April the 30th. I'm going to be at Woodlawn a little bit later on this morning. The second grade class performance is going on today. It's called Are You Small? I think is the name of it. So I assume they're going, the point of it is they're going to tell us we may be small in stature, but we mean a lot, which is go great point of a play. But Jack asked me yesterday, he's like, are you going? And I'm like, dude, I'm going to be there. I can't miss this. He's like, I'm playing xylophone. So Jack is going to be banging on a xylophone, I guess, at some point in the play later on today at Woodlawn. So I'm looking forward to it. The second grade class performance of RU Small. I'm sure Jack will sound a lot better than what was going on in Belgium. Apparently, they have a seagull sounding contest in Belgium. So, like, people get up and try to sound like seagulls. Contestants in Belgium have begun competitively imitating seagulls at the annual European Seagull Screeching Championship. How do you learn how to speak seagull? Well, there's a way to do it.
Are you competing in the seagull imitation competition?
I sure am, but I don't really speak seagull.
Now you can with Rosetta Seagull, the app that helps you learn to speak the same language that seagulls speak.
Okay, well, how do you say I sure love flying?
Repeat after me. Squawk, squawk, squawk.
Squawk, squawk, squawk.
You'll love Rosetta Seagull.
Okay, how do you say wow? Sure is windy today.
Repeat after me. Squawk.
Squawk.
Close. It's more like squawk.
That's what I did.
No, it isn't.
Oh, come on.
Rosetta Seagull. Learn to speak seagull today.
There you go. Let's see what's going on this morning's Sort of Sports Report. Starting off in the NBA, where LeBron James's career is nearing its end. But the GOAT debate between Michael Jordan and him will probably never stop. Who's the greatest ever? James set for a series of interviews throughout the season and was asked about those comparisons. He calls them very tiresome and dismisses that as barbershop talk. James says his game is totally different from Jordan's, but says that both are expletive great. James says he, quote, just hopes he made Jordan proud, quote, wearing the number 23. 3 potentially decisive NBA playoff games are on the docket tonight. The Knicks are at the Hawks. The Knicks lead that series 3-2. They are 2.5-point favorites there in Atlanta. The Celtics at the 76ers. Celtics lead that series 3-2. Celtics 5.5 points in a game played in Philadelphia. And the Nuggets at the T-Wolves. The Nuggets are 5.5-point favorites. The game is in Minnesota. T-Wolves lead that series 3-2. 2 games on the National Hockey League docket round 1 playoff slate this evening. Both games could end up determining who advances. Dallas Stars, the Minnesota Wild. The Wild are the favorites. They also lead that series 3-2. That's 7:30 tonight on TNT and True TV, as well as HBO Max. Same channels for the second game. The Oilers, who are favorites, at the Ducks. The Ducks do lead that series, though, 3-2. What about sort of sports sounds from last night? Let's see what happened in sports. First of all, the Pistons won Game 5. They beat the Magic 116-109 to avoid elimination. The Magic still lead that series 3-2, though.
And that's it. The Pistons stay alive. The number 1 seed forces a Game 6 in this first-round series against the 8th seed Orlando. 116-109, the final in Game 5.
Another Game 5 last night. Cavaliers won 125-120 over the Raptors. They took a 3-2 series lead.
He's got the 3, missed it, tapping battle. No! Rebound Cleveland, and with 3 seconds to go, a foul, and the Cavaliers are going to get out of here with a 3-2 series lead.
And then the other NBA playoff series last night, the final call is the Rockets beat the Lakers 99-93 to avoid elimination. The Lakers led that series 3-0. It's now 3-2. That series is more kind of being known for the players that aren't playing because of injury. Kevin Durant is out, Luka Doncic is out, and Austin Reeves just got back yesterday from injury.
16 seconds. James, a deep 3. Short, rebound, Smith. Foul applied with 11.9 remaining. Lakers had gone on an 11-1 run, shaved a 13-point deficit down to 3 with 3 minutes to go. But a couple of big buckets from Reed Shepherd. And what a gritty win from the Houston Rockets as they force a Game 6 Friday night.
And in the National Hockey League, here's the call as Cam York scored the game winner as the Flyers won 1-0 over the Penguins in overtime to eliminate the Penguins in 6 games.
Flyers control the face-off. Shot from long range, score! The Flyers win it! Cam York beating the Sea Loves in overtime.
That's how it sounded yesterday, and that's this morning's sort of sports report. We have more sports with the Kentucky News Network, and stay tuned for Randyisms.
Happy Thursday, Kentucky. Scott Fitzgerald coming to you from the backside at Churchill Downs ahead of Kentucky Derby 152. Silent Tactic is out of the Kentucky Derby. Trainer Mark Cassidy says the colt has a bruised left front foot.
You ever have your nail separate from it's painful, or it wouldn't bother him going fast. The problem is you can't run in the Kentucky Derby and not be 100%.
That opens the door, of course, for Great White, who is coming off a 5th-place finish at the Bluegrass. Silent Tactics exit also shifts the starting gate, with the horses moving up one post position, while Ocelli, Robusto, and Corona de Oro still need another scratch before tomorrow to get in. On to baseball, the Reds took a 13-2 loss to the Colorado Rockies, but the bigger story is lefty Brendan Williamson exiting after just 3 innings. He's got left shoulder fatigue. He allowed 4 runs with 4 walks, and skipper Terry Francona says he'll get an MRI, making his status a key concern moving forward. They'll try to bounce back today. Michael Lorenzen will get the nod for Colorado against Andrew Abbott. And some roundball news, former Kentucky target Tyron Stokes is officially in Lawrence, Kansas. 5-star forward, ranked the #1 player in the class, chose Kansas less than 24 hours before arriving on campus. His recruitment, well, in large part was due to the result of former Western Kentucky player at Eastern Kentucky, now Kansas assistant coach Curtis Townsend's efforts. Stokes.
He's been there from the get-go. That was the first coach I talked to at Kansas. He's trusted me, trusted my game to, just continue to, with everything that's going on through my recruitment process. He's been there just, giving me advice, even if, every time he talks to me, he's like, even if you don't come to Kansas, I'm always supporting you. So just having that, respect level for, a guy like me that isn't even committed to him yet, it just shows his character.
Both teams, by the way, are scheduled to clash November 10th in the State Farm Champions Classic in Chicago. Have a great Thursday, Kentucky. I'm Scott Fitzgerald.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
Hey, this is your radio broadcasting live from a really tall tower with a really pointy antenna. And today we're going to talk about growing your business. So are you ready to take your business to the next level? You're looking for more customers, more sales, and more profits. Well, you've come to the right place. Your radio. First, let me ask you a question. Are you mostly relying on word of mouth to bring in business? Word of mouth is good. However, radio is, cliche alert, word of mouth on steroids. Think about it. You can tell 10 people about your business, but with radio, you can reach thousands of potential customers every week. And did you know that radio produces results unmatched by any other media? Your dollars go further with me. So how do you get started? Just give us a call and we'll get the ball rolling. Hey, you want to hear a radio joke? Did you hear the one about the 2 antennas that fell in love and got married? The wedding was terrible, but the reception was great.
Promote your business to thousands of potential customers every week. To learn more, go online to advertisecentralkentucky.com. That's advertisecentralkentucky.com.
Sutton Pharmacy, friendly service from people you know.
At Sutton Pharmacy, you're more than just a prescription, you're a neighbor. Our friendly team helps you stay healthy with quick refills, expert advice, and flu shots. Enjoy free local delivery and a convenient app to make managing your refills easy. Sutton Pharmacy, dedicated to the Lancaster community. Open Monday through Friday, 9 to 6.
Sutton Pharmacy, friendly service from people you know.
In Lancaster on West Maple Avenue.
This Joe Show weather report is brought to you by...
Okay, little Rayleigh, thank you for that. Southern Heating and Cooling, keeping your home cozy as your comfort is always their priority. Veteran-owned, family-operated, locally trusted, online, southernheatingcooling.com. 859-324-2770. Sunshine! A high of 63, a low tonight 43, mostly sunny tomorrow 64, Saturdays 58, Sunday 63. It is 8:19 in the morning. It is 45 degrees Thursday, the 30th day of the month of April. Come on now, Randy Graham, what you got for us today? Randyisms, the thoughts of Randy Graham. These are Randy Graham's thoughts.
Good morning, Sir Joe in the Know, and what another great day it is to get up and get at 'em. Well, Joe, JC, and I don't mean Jesus Christ, but James Comey, who thinks he's Jesus Christ, was indicted again. Did you see this? Of course, Comey is the former Trump-fired head of the FBI who promoted the false narrative of Russian collusion while lying to Congress and a FISA judge to continue to keep the charade going. first indictment dismissed by a judge on a technicality, and who is now protected in part by statute of limitations running out on certain charges. But interesting that Comey, being the embodiment that a wimp wasn't a puss, can make it to the top of the federal police force, provided you're willing to compromise principle and catch a little tail on the way up. Yeah, doggy tail, Joe. I mean, if you remember, his claim to fame that rocketed him to stardom was bringing charges on the dangerous criminal to society homemaker Martha Stewart for insider trading, something Congress does on a regular basis. But Stewart lying to James Comey, who thinks he's Jesus Christ. And then the FBI director tricking former retired General Mike Flynn, one of Trump's picks, the head national intelligence, something that concerned Comey. So he interviewed him without an attorney. And when Flynn asked if he needed one, concerned the way the questions were heading, Comey's FBI said no, then charged him with, lying to the FBI. See how Comey works? And when asked in an interview why he had done it, he said, arrogantly and narcissistically, because I could. Well, throw up. And Joe, don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with being a wimp, a wuss, and a puss. However, when in the process you claim toughness and use your position as a bullying pulpit, it becomes the epitome of arrogance through ignorance, which is one of the hardest things to stomach in life. But it can also teach us a valuable lesson, one every enlightened leader should be aware. Because in addition to Comey being this epitome of a backside kisser, he also defines the question, is the power in the person or in the position? A very important point. That's when hearing people say, you better watch it, that's a powerful person, always want to come back and say, show me their power. You see, so often it's not the person that has the power, it is the position. You want to see if a person really has power? Remove the position and see if they can still get things done. And Comey, since being removed as FBI director, has meandered into irrelevance because his power was not in his person. First recognized this lesson one summer after my freshman year in college when I was working summer employment in Frankfort in human resources. How did I get that job? Well, Dad worked for the Department of Education. After coaching in my alma mater, good old Boyle County High School Rebels, and having previously worked as an aide to the highway commissioner, precursor to the day's Department of Transportation, he knew how to get such things done. But was riding to him to work one summer morning from Danville. And while driving over the Frankfort Memorial Bridge, where traffic would bottleneck during rush hour, a rusted red pickup truck that was behind us started honking its horn, wanting us to move up closer to the light so he could squeeze around to turn right. And he was waving his hands in what would later be defined as road rage. And when he passed, he looked down on us from his cab, angrily, while showing a deputy sheriff's badge and saying, "Get out of the way, or next time I'll arrest you." Now, Joe, this man was obviously not in official capacity, and his pickup truck looked nothing like those on our oversized behemoths our sheriff departments drive here in Boyle County, and was confident the little red truck was not pursuit rated as well. And by his dress and demeanor was confident he was just late for some other line of work. And being young, brash, and in the habit of aggressively dealing with such behavior, I was hot, not because it was summer, and shared my feelings with dear old Dad, who remained calm, while asking him why we didn't do anything about him abusing his badge in that way. I was like, Joe, I was thinking, don't you know who I am? Well, Joe, sometime later, as we were driving to Frankfort, Dad said, "Son, you remember that incident on the bridge when that guy showed that badge and yelled at us?" I said, "Yes, sir." He said, "Now, although I didn't tell you at the time, I memorized his license plate number. And I happened to be friends with the sheriff of Franklin County because we grew up together. As you well know, Joe, Dad later became the state representative for the Frankfort area before later serving as mayor. And Dad said the man with that badge was not a deputy sheriff. It was an honorary badge given him, which the sheriff's department contacted, reprimanded, and confiscated the badge." As Dad continued, "Son, I'm sharing this with you because it's always best to be a cool tool." And Joe, that was the first time I heard that comment. In other words, slow to anger, as he continued. So often it's who you know in getting things done in life. And in that moment, Joe, I was given the opposite example of the James Comeys of the world, whose power was not in the person, but in the position. Because in Dad, I witnessed a person without the sheriff's position who had the power, a great life lesson for us all. Now, I'm confident James Comey will not be convicted of this new charge, which was an attempt to harm President Trump by posting a picture of the numbers 8647, meaning to get rid of the president. Comey claiming it happened to be something he just came upon by walking on the beat. No, I think Comey lied just like he did to get the FISA warrant to continue spying on Trump. But perhaps it will go to trial where Comey can be publicly exposed for his treasonous actions. Because so often in politics, as dear old Dad would often share with his fellow legislators, after all's been said and done, more will be said than done. But talking pickup trucks and sheriff badges, Joe, have you noticed how the Boyle County Sheriff's Department doesn't seem to be driving those oversized behemoth pickup trucks around lately? I wondered if it happened to do with Boyle County being made aware that they were not pursuit ready, meaning the county could bear risk of an accident happen while in pursuit, not to mention the cost of maintenance. Now, Joe, don't give a diddly doo-doo what the Sheriff's Department rides, except for the expense to taxpayers. Just an observation, and figured it had something to do with the sheriff's race, since former Sheriff Marty Elliott has enlightened the public to this risk, proving that knowledge is also power, even without holding the position of sheriff. And once begging the question, is the power in the position or in the person? But that's going to be an interesting race, May the 19th primary, since both candidates running for sheriff are Republicans, and there is no Democrat running in November. Now, Joe, I interviewed former Sheriff Marty Elliott on my Saturday morning show and really didn't know anything about him outside of communicating while working out at the gym, but did ask one of my former classmates about him, who I respect highly, and he spoke highly of him. So I wanted to interview him, knowing that the primary would decide the election. And you talk on a wealth of knowledge and understanding that can only come from age and experience. It was a great interview. And of course, wanting equal time, I tried to contact Sheriff Bottoms twice and receiving no response, which is a candidate's prerogative, but wanted to ask the same questions as I asked former Sheriff Marty Elliott, who did answer the calls and text. But just like the song titled Sound of Silence by Simon and Garfunkel, perhaps silence sends a message about a candidate as well. But just wondering, I don't know if it's in part the reason the auditor Allison Ball's office reported the sheriff's office having $189,000 over budget in 2024. Albeit the county called it a wash because there was a reimbursement made back to the county the following year, but it was in violation of the way the game was supposed to be played. The correction to be made during the year, procedurally speaking. Besides, isn't the county judge executive ultimately responsible for the budget? Joe, I did a parody song regarding former Democrat county judge executive Harold McKinney upon his retirement, with a parody voice singing the song by Frank Sinatra, I Did It My Way. And man, did some people get upset, whilst others found it amusing. Just like the song that reads the games people play now every night and every day now. But you got to keep a sense of humor in politics. And in life as well, because sometimes life's too serious to take serious. But if one remembers, former county judge executive Harold McKinney ran a tight ship when it came to the budget. He was on top of it with the county's money. Might have been because he had been an auditor and had the mind for it. Which makes it all the more fair to ask whether the budget blame is strictly on the sheriff's department or on the current county judge executive, who has ultimate oversight. And by the way, who while serving as county clerk had a discrepancy in her books as well, as reported by the Lexington Herald before it was cleaned up as well. What's more important, the song the games people play now, or perhaps being the sheriff's aunt? The old Hank Williams Jr. song comes to mind. Perhaps it's just a family tradition when it comes to politics.
There you go, Randy Graham. Thoughts of Randy Graham and Randy Graham's Thoughts Tuesdays and Thursdays right here on WHIR Danville News Talk Sports. We're back in 1 minute on the Joe Show.
Hometown Radio's Big Deals offer is out of this world. It's Cosmic Bowling. Experience bowling with an outer space-like atmosphere. Black lights, strobe lights, and pattern lights accent the hit music that beats over the speakers. The lights and music effects make it an out-of-the-world experience. It's all at Galaxy Bowling and Entertainment Center in Richmond. Go have a lot of family fun with our Big Deals Pizza, Pins, and Pepsi party. The party includes 2 hours of bowling shoes for up to 6 people, a large pizza, and a pitcher of soda. The retail value is $85. At Big Deal's online store, get the Pizza, Pins, and Pepsi party for just $49. Yes, $49. What a deal. It's a big deal out of this world. Shop and save at Big Deal's online store, hometownlive.net, hometownlive.net.
Shop local, buy local, save big deals.
Big deals at hometownlive.net.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You sort through tons of resumes and you get too many so-so applicants. You're just waiting for someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now there's a place where you can meet them fast. ZipRecruiter.
Need to hire right.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
The president of the Lexington Urban League and civil servant P.G. Peoples has died at the age of 80. He was born in Lynch and was one of 50 African-American students at the University of Kentucky during his enrollment. He became the youngest director of the local Urban League chapter when he was 24. His guidance saw programs created for clerical training, community development, penal institutions, and running a community radio station. Many tributes flooded in for Peoples, with all saying he made Lexington a better place to live. His funeral arrangements haven't been announced at this time. It's charges for a Knox County man accused of assaulting his pregnant girlfriend with a log. William Collins allegedly caused severe bruising to her back, face, and legs Monday night. He's also accused of throwing several pieces of wood with nails stuck into the road to prevent her from leaving before the assault took place. He's due for arraignment Thursday and has a $50,000 cash bond at the Knox County Detention Center. Thanks to a nearly 300-pound bear, a Letcher County couple now needs several repairs to their porch. Sandy Napier telling WYMT this happened early Wednesday morning, saying the bear emptied their freezer out, leaving them just a rack of ribs. The bear would later return hours later, causing more damages. Officials say it's illegal to shoot a bear unless there's a threat to life or property, and to never approach nor feed bears. Meantime, a Kentucky Derby horse has been scratched from the race with a hoof injury.
Trainer Mark Cassey says his Arkansas Derby runner-up Silent Tactic has a bruised foot.
The problem is, you can't run in the Kentucky Derby and not be 100%. So my hope is we have a little time just to get him ready for the Preakness.
Silent Tactics defection allows Great White to draw into the Kentucky Derby field. The gray gelding finished 5th in the Bluegrass Stakes. I'm Paul Miles.
And I'm Lee Mowen.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
Ready for a fast, safe, and easy way to send your share of the rent money? Put your feet up, because with Zelle, you can send your monthly amount from the comfort of your couch. Zelle is conveniently found in your Farmers National Bank online or mobile banking account, and it's available now. Ask a Farmers National Bank representative for more information. Available to United States bank account holders only. Terms and conditions apply. Farmers National Bank, member FDIC.
Planning a wedding? Paying for a wedding? Attending a wedding? Hi, this is Pim Fitzgerald Clark with Wedding Planning with Pim, inviting you to join us Monday through Friday after the 8:30 morning news on WHIR AM 1230. I'll give you sound wedding planning advice and money-saving tips, information you need, and you'll get it all right here at your favorite radio station, WHIR AM 1230.
This is a Hometown Radio Network information update.
Applications are open for the next Leadership Boyle County class. This class is a professionally guided 9-month program designed to develop emerging and established community leaders. It'll give behind-the-scenes access to key organizations and leaders and help develop meaningful relationships with classmates and community partners. Applications for the next Leadership Boyle County are due by June 1st, and applicants will be notified of their status by June 6th. Go to DanvilleBoyleChamber.com for more information. Mercer County residents continue to speak out against the proposal to build a data center. On Tuesday at a Planning and Zoning Commission meeting, many residents stepped up to the mic to urge officials to stop the project. The measure would allow data center campuses of at least 300 acres and a cap zoning at 1,500 acres countywide. Local officials still have not made a final decision on that project. The deadline to apply for Kentucky's elk hunt drawing is coming up midnight tonight. The fall elk hunt quota is among the most anticipated hunting opportunities available in Kentucky each year. The drawing will take place Saturday, May 9th at the 4th Annual Kentucky Elk and Outdoor Fest in Bardstown. 500 names will be drawn at random that day among the applicants, with those people then being able to purchase an elk hunt permit for that drawing. And we made it through the rain, and now we get sunshine and cooler temperatures. Highs over the next 2 days won't reach any higher than the low 60s. And for Derby Day Saturday, it's even cooler, with highs only into the mid-50s and lows that evening into the mid-30s. Reporting for the Hometown Radio Network, I'm Joe Mathis.
The secret is out. With millions of younger-looking customers across the country, Plexiderm is one of the most highly sought-after products on the market. It visibly shrinks under-eye bags and smooths out crow's feet in minutes, and the effects last up to 10 hours. Influencers love it, magazines feature it, and people just can't get enough of it. As a matter of fact, Elle Magazine gave it an Editor's Choice Award as Best Instant Wrinkle Filler for 2025. In as little as 10 minutes, Plexiderm reduces the appearance of fine lines, wrinkles, and those dreaded under-eye bags. So yes, you can look years younger in minutes, and the effects last for hours. No surgery, no gimmicks, just results. The best news, you can try Plexiderm for only $14.95. Plus, get free shipping. Call 1-800-598-6439. That's 1-800-598-6439. Or visit plexiderm.com/trial. Paid for by Sheer Science.
Hey, it's me again. That's right, I'm Jerry Farmer, and I'm still cutting up. Still Cutting Up is the place to go when you need a fresh cut or a mini afro. Perms, colors, nails, too, braids, highlights, and even updo. I know you done heard of us, so get with it. I know you need your hair did. Here's our digit, 238-7899. Bob your head while I rhyme. 24/7, we won't be beat. 365 on South 4th Street. See ya.
This Joe Show weather report is brought to you by...
Okay, little Rayleigh, I thank you so much for that. Brought to you by our friends over at Good Neighbor Pharmacy in Danville, featuring convenient stay-in-your-car drive-thru and complete diabetes shop, Monday through Friday, 9 to 7, Saturday, 9 to 5. Good Neighbor Pharmacy in Danville, behind Cracker Barrel. Sunshine, a high of 63, a low tonight of 43. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, 64 is the high. Saturday, sunny and 58 on Derby Day. Sunday, sunshine and 63. Right now, it is 8:37 in the morning, and we've got Pimmy coming your way. What's up, Pimmy?
Hi, I'm Pim Stewart Clark, and this is Wedding Planning with Pim. As the mother of the bride, you want to look your loveliest on the day of your daughter's wedding, but you also have to go along with the rules of formality of the day. If the bride is in an informal, simple dress, you should by no means arrive in a glitzy gown worthy of the red carpet. You can look beautiful without outshining the bride. Follow these dress rules so you can choose a dress that's right for the style of the event. An informal wedding calls for a street-length dress or casual suit. Semi-formal calls for a casual suit or a tea-length dress. Formal, a cocktail-length dress or full-length gown. And ultra-formal, definitely a full-length gown. Once you know what style is necessary and what color you and the mother of the groom will be wearing, allow yourself plenty of time to try on dresses. Visit several different stores until you find the perfect dress. Search for your dress the way the bride searches for hers, just not at the same time. Her quest for the perfect gown is her special moment. She'll look to you for your involvement in her choice, so don't make her wait while you're running through the racks absorbed in your own search. My love note, look through magazines for the perfect style. Hunt through racks in your favorite department store's formal section. Try on and try on until you find a dress that flatters and makes you feel wonderful.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses, or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code QUICK to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code QUICK to borrow up to $10,000. Use code QUICK to borrow up to $10,000.
Catch the best of Sean Hannity, Saturday mornings 10 to 1 on WHIR.
$8:40 in the morning. It's Thursday. It's April the 30th. 859-238-WHIR is the phone number to call in. 238-9447. Grub Cab! The world of food. You can always and unequivocally just eat it right here in the Joe Show. Here we go. The biggest night in fashion is just days away, but this year the first Monday in May might be overshadowed by the first Friday in May. While A-listers head to the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York City on Monday for the Met Gala, one of the most anticipated movies of the year, The Devil Wears Prada 2 hits theaters tomorrow. I had no idea. I mean, this is literally the first time that I have heard there's a second Devil Wears Prada. And I know that I'm not the best judge of what's popular in pop culture. But I've got a hard time believing that this is one of the most anticipated movies of the year when me, just a random guy, hasn't even heard of this movie until 7 seconds ago. Regardless, fans have been waiting 20 years for this movie, and it sparked some major collaborations with brands. Coca-Cola introduced a lime cherry chic at AMC Theaters. Starbucks launched a secret menu with 4 drinks inspired by the main characters, and now M&M's is getting in on the fun. Tomorrow, they're releasing a limited edition all cerulean candy pack that takes inspiration from one of the original movie's most iconic scenes. They're not just blue, they aren't turquoise, just like Andy's lumpy blue sweater in the first film. The all cerulean pack comes in a box designed like that iconic sweater, and the candies are stamped with an M on one side and cerulean on the other, but you won't find them in stores or at movie theaters. They're just giving them away for free on their site 11 o'clock in the morning tomorrow while supplies last. Subway is giving fans a chance to save a little money with the debut of their first ever value menu. The sandwich chain will be offering 15 entrees for under $5, 4 deli fave sandwiches, 4 protein pockets options, and 7 options on the 7-of-the-day menu. The deli faves are 4 classic and customizable 6-inch sandwiches for $3.99. The new spicy pepperoni, the new ham and salami, the BLT, and the cold cut combo. The protein pockets are made on a soft tortilla packed with more than 20 grams of protein. They're also $3.99. The subs of the day, a different 6-inch sub every day of the week. Today's Thursday. It is Turkey Thursday today. And hey, Capri Sun jumping into the hydration game with Capri Sun Hydrate. Its first ever electrolyte drink made just for kids. The new pouches come in fruit punch, tropical punch, and lemon lime, and are designed to feel a little bit more functional than with added vitamin E, no artificial extras, and 50% less sugar than typical sports drinks. Capri Sun adds a new electrolyte drink for kids. Subway rolls out the first ever value meal, and M&M's drops an all-new cerulean pack inspired by The Devil Wears Prada. Grub Gab, where you can always and unequivocally just eat it right here on The Joe Show. Let's do it. All right, we see what's going on this date in rock and roll, pop, and R&B music history. Coming your way next.
And now, here's a message from Morrison Bottom at Gethsemane Baptist Church in Danville.
Lord, you are so wonderful, and you provide so much. We ask for blessings upon those that seek to preach your word. Those that hear, Father, we know just going to church doesn't save us, but it sure does help lives when we worship you together. All glory belongs to the Father. Amen.
A message from Gethsemane Baptist Church in Danville, across from Berkman Mill.
Positive Pay from Farmers National Bank is a powerful tool that may assist your business in preventing check fraud. Visit our website or call us at 859-236-2926 for more information. Farmers National Bank, member FDIC.
Happy Thursday, Kentucky. Scott Fitzgerald coming to you from the backside at Churchill Downs ahead of Kentucky Derby 152. Silent Tactic is out of the Kentucky Derby. Trainer Mark Cassidy says the colt has a bruised left front foot.
You know, ever have your nail separate from it's painful, or it wouldn't bother him going fast. The problem is you can't run in the Kentucky Derby and not be 100%.
That opens the door, of course, for Great White, who is coming off a 5th-place finish at the Bluegrass. Silent Tactics exit also shifts the starting gate, with the horses moving up one post position, while Ocelli, Robusto, and Corona de Oro still need another scratch before tomorrow to get in. On to baseball, the Reds took a 13-2 loss to the Colorado Rockies, but the bigger story is lefty Brendan Williamson exiting after just 3 innings. He's got left shoulder fatigue. He allowed 4 runs with 4 walks, and skipper Terry Francona says he'll get an MRI, making his status a key concern moving forward. They'll try to bounce back today. Michael Lorenzen will get the nod for Colorado against Andrew Abbott. And some roundball news, former Kentucky target Tyron Stokes is officially in Lawrence, Kansas. 5-star forward, ranked the #1 player in the class, chose Kansas less than 24 hours before arriving on campus. His recruitment, well, in large part was due to the result of former Western Kentucky player at Eastern Kentucky, now Kansas assistant coach Curtis Townsend's efforts. Stokes.
He's been there from the get-go. Like, that was the first coach I talked to at Kansas. You know, he's trusted me, trusted my game to, you know, just continue to, with everything that's going on through my recruitment process. He's been there just, you know, giving me advice, even if, like, every time he talks to me, he's like, even if you don't come to Kansas, I'm always supporting you. So just having that, you know, respect level for, you know, a guy like me that isn't even committed to him yet, it just shows his character.
Both teams, by the way, are scheduled to clash November 10th in the State Farm Champions Classic in Chicago. Have a great Thursday, Kentucky. I'm Scott Fitzgerald.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
It's the annual Wilderness Trail Distillery Chevrolet Cruise In, Saturday, May 9th. From Corvettes to pickup trucks, fill the bourbon yard with fun. Food trucks and live music make the way for a great day at Wilderness Trail Distillery. May 9th at 11 a.m. It's Chevrolets all day. Thanks to Bob Allen and the Bluegrass Corvette Club. We'll see you at the distillery for Chevrolets all day. Bring your family and friends for a great place to play. It's the Wilderness Trail Distillery annual Chevrolet Cruise In.
Hey, it's Joe Pags. Make plans to join us for the show. We're bringing the top news stories that are affecting you, the top stories from social media, pop culture stories, could be in sports. Maybe we'll sing a song or 2 or 3 or make fun of somebody that you want us to make fun of. That plus, of course, a big part of the program is you calling in. Look, we can agree, we can debate, we can yell at each other, we can sing a song together. We do it all right here on the Joe Pags Show, Monday through Friday from 6 to 9 on WHIR AM 1230 and online at hometownlive.net.
This Joe Show weather report is brought to you by...
All right, James the gardener's in here. James, give us a weather forecast. What's your take on the weather right now?
Well, it's kind of up and down. You know, we had pure sunshine, almost in drought conditions, and then all of a sudden we get 2 or 3 days of rain.
Drought's over.
Drought's over, and then I come out this morning, you know, and it's in the 40s.
Yeah, 46 right now.
Yeah, so so a huge change, you know, from what we've had. So I think that over the next couple of days, it's going to be pretty much the same. Yep. Your mornings and your days are going to be like in the 40s and the 50s, maybe 55 or something like that. But it's not going to be short sleeves and shorts.
Yeah, may need to wear some long sleeves around. Look, we play a baseball game Saturday morning at 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
And the low Friday night is 40.
Yep.
And baseball is not a 40-degree sport.
No, it isn't.
No, it's in It's an 80-degree sport.
Right.
And we'll see how the kids handle it. There's going to be a lot of sleeves in the field on Friday or on Saturday morning, I think. That's Derby Day Saturday. 58's the high, 37 is the low.
Yeah.
On Saturday night.
Yeah.
Getting near that freezing mark. I know it's still 5 degrees away, but it's going to be stinking cold.
It's getting closer.
So that's this weekend. James the Gardener's on here giving us a gardening tip this morning.
And now, for the next few minutes, the man with the jolly green thumb and the big straw hat is going to tell us where it's at. Gardening with James, that's the name. Growing good food, that's our aim. Working in our garden every day. Well, we might not be all that pretty, but we don't mind getting all dirty and gritty, growing our food the natural way. Yes, we're gardening with James, the natural way. Let's dig it, James.
All right, James the Gardener.
What's going on, Joe Show?
Gardening with James. What's up, James?
Well, I was on our sister station a few minutes ago, and a caller called in, and he was asking about, hey, well, it's Derby weekend. You put out the your tomatoes and your peppers, and there's a run on stores now. You got all these different places that like the Boyle County schools that are selling their starter plants, and KSD, I think they start soon.
Right, yeah.
They're talking about all those things. And he said, well, I got my eggshells, and am I supposed to put baking soda to go along with that? So I can't say I've ever heard it. Eggshells and baking soda.
Like he's trying to make compost, is what he's saying?
No, well, he wants to put this with his tomato plant.
Okay.
Put it down, put that in the ground before you put the plant in, and then set the plant in there. That's what eggshells I understand.
Yeah.
That's baking soda I don't. That's because from what I understand, you're supposed to wash and clean those eggshells. Get all the egg out of it, and then let it dry. And then what you're supposed to do is put it in a blender or a grinder or something to make sure that it becomes a powder. Because if you just put the egg...
Excuse me, 4 in a row. That's like a new record for me. I always sneeze in threes.
Right.
I'm a threeser sneezer. So something was really bothering me to hit 4 in a row right there.
Something got in there.
That was phenomenal.
Wow.
I went to the doctor on Monday, and Dr. Hempel said, your symptoms are impressive. That was impressive. 4 sneezes in a row. Thank you. All right, sorry, James.
That's all right. So, like I say, if you're going to use eggshells, which is great for calcium, that's one of the things that the tomatoes like. But you want to make sure that you clean the eggshell out, make sure all the egg itself is out. You want to let it dry, and then you want to pulverize it or put it in a grinder, but you want to turn it into some type of powder, because if you just stick it down in there, you're inviting pests. That's not what you want.
Yeah.
So you want to make sure that you're grinding it up, like put maybe a tablespoon or something in the hole where you're planting your tomatoes. But you have to make sure that you do it properly, and a proper way is to make sure you clean it, dry it, and then grind it up into a powder, and then you stick your plant down in there.
Gardening with James, Tuesdays and Thursdays here on the Joe Show. So I Googled baking soda, tomatoes, and it says use with tomatoes to raise soil pH, which reduces the acidity, right? Baking soda, that's why some people they're having heartburn, and they'll do the baking soda thing.
Right.
But I would think you also have to have your soil tested to see how much acidity is in it in the first place. Like, you can just go out and assume that your soil has too much acid. Let me just drop some baking soda on it. And you probably have to get tests done.
Well, because they also I've got a soil tester.
Okay.
That, I've had for years.
Yeah.
And you put it in the ground, and that'll read you your pH level. And then But if I'm like you, but if you haven't had your soil tested in 5 years, 6 years, you're not sure what you have.
Yeah.
So you want to make sure that the soil tester, or take it to Boyle County or Mercer County Extension Office or wherever it is to get your soil tested, so you know exactly what you have.
I told you that my mother-in-law planted some stuff in our backyard. Mm-hmm. And I was thinking earlier this morning, I don't even know what some of this stuff is.
Okay.
Like, she told me, but I don't remember.
Right.
So this is almost like going to be a surprise. Oh, wow. I didn't know this is what this was. We're going to find out when it grows.
Right.
That's almost as more exciting than knowing what you grow and what to expect.
Right.
It's like opening up a birthday gift and being completely surprised by what you get. This is kind of how my garden is.
Okay.
I can't even say it's mine. I have done nothing with this garden.
Right.
I know there's strawberry plants, and I know there's zucchini because she put the little flag there that says zucchini.
Yeah.
Now, if that wasn't there, I would have no idea what that plant was.
Right.
Which would be even more of a surprise. And I know one of them is thornless blackberries.
Okay. Okay.
But I've got no idea what they are, James.
Right.
So this is going to be worth tracking throughout the summer. I've basically got a mystery garden.
Well, you'll know as far as that the blackberry, the thornless blackberry, because you'll start to see the branches start to appear.
Yeah, well,
Like,
I
so
know which one the blackberry is. She told me.
Right.
And again, she told me everything, but like I was trying to get out the door to go to baseball practice.
Right.
So I was just like, okay, yeah, sounds
Yeah,
good to me.
yeah, okay,
You know, I'm an agreeable person. So whatever Rebecca says, I'm good with.
Right.
That's what I tell her.
Yeah.
And she asked Rebecca, and Rebecca's like, whatever.
Right.
So this is going to be fun to track as we continue what these plants are. Hopefully I can keep them alive.
Well, Joe, that's the whole idea. Is to try to keep somebody's got to water if it don't rain.
Yeah, well, she's got something, I've never heard of this before. And I'm sure this has been around for a long time, so please, I'm not a gardener. She got something called a soaking hose.
Sure, that'll work.
You know what that is?
Yeah.
So you turn it on, and it just kind of drips the water.
Drip system, yeah.
And so she's like, whenever you and Jack are outside playing baseball, just turn it on. You're outside for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
It's not going to overwater it because it just drips.
Yep.
It barely soaks it.
Yep.
And so we've done that, but then I feel like sometimes the soaking hose isn't right over the plant, and so it's not getting to the plant.
Well, no, it's like I said, the water spreads out.
So, okay.
Yeah, so
I'm
I
just
think
concerned.
Just do what Mama tell you to do.
I'm not worried about it right now because it rained a ton.
Oh, yeah.
Over the last 48 hours.
Yeah.
So I think they're fine. Actually, they look like they're dying because they've gotten too much rain now.
Well, so you'll know in the next 3 or 4 days how that's going. Yeah.
I may update you next week and say, well, it didn't go good, James.
Hang in there, Joe.
They all dead. All right, let's see what's going on this date in rock and roll, pop, and R&B music history.
Mm-hmm.
Starting off on this date, 1953, where Merrill Osmond was born.
I've heard that name.
Yeah, you know the Osmonds. They have a 1971 U.S. #1 single, One Bad Apple, and the 1974 hit Crazy Horses. Had their own 1972 and 1973 Saturday morning cartoon series, The Osmonds. 75 million records plus sold worldwide. Merrill Osmond, this date, 1953, was born. It was on this day, 1957, where this man recorded this song as a song to be featured in his third motion picture that he was acting in at the same time. Name of the song, Jailhouse Rock. Elvis Presley.
Walking through a party in the county jail. The prison band was there and they began to wail.
In the movie that this was featured in, Mike Stoller, who helped write the song, had a small role as a piano player. Jailhouse Rock later became the first song to debut at #1 on the charts in Great Britain, so it made history in Great Britain. On this date, 1957, Elvis and Jailhouse Rock.
Spider Murphy played his tenor saxophone. Little Joe was blowing on the slide trombone. The drummer boy from Illinois would crash, boom, bang. The whole rhythm section was a purple gang. Let's rock. Everybody, let's rock.
It was on this day, 1966, where this group released their fourth album, which would later go to #1 on the UK charts, an album called Aftermath. The Rolling Stones, the song is Painted Black. The group's third UK #1 album. The album is considered an artistic breakthrough for the band, and is the first to consist entirely of the Jagger-Richards compositions, while Brian Jones played a variety of instruments not usually associated with their music, including the sitar, Appalachian dulcimer, marambas, and the Japanese koto. On this date, 1966, one of our kids on our baseball team has this as his walk-up music.
Oh, okay.
Painted black. So, of course, they've got me. I'm doing all the announcing.
Yeah.
Right? So they get that done for free. That's just one of the perks of having a radio guy associated with it. I'm not good at much, but I can do audio editing for it.
That, right?
The one skill I've got. And so I asked him, like, why did you pick this one? Well, I guess his dad was like, tell Joe. I'm like, okay, why'd you pick? He said because Joey Votto used this as his walk-up music, and Joey Votto was his favorite player for the Reds. So,
okay.
Yeah. Painted black. And it was on this date, rock and roll, pop, and R&B music history. On this date, 1983, this man started a 3-week run at number 1 in the U.S. charts with this one. Yeah, we just heard it for our Eat It segment. The actual song went number 1 this date, 1983. Michael Jackson's 5th solo U.S. number 1. The 3rd single from Michael Jackson's Thriller album featured Eddie Van Halen on the overdriven guitar solo. But Halen was prevented by his record label from appearing in the music video. Well, you don't see him in the music video. Michael Jackson, this date, 1983, went number 1 with Beat It. It's 9 o'clock in the morning. The Top Hour News is next.
This is the talk of the town, AM 1230, and now on FM 103.9, WHIR Danville, powered by Kentucky WiMAX.
It's 9 o'clock.
NBC News Radio, I'm Michael Kastner. Secretary of War Pete Hegseth returns to Capitol Hill today after testifying before the House on Wednesday. Hegseth was joined yesterday by the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff at a hearing with the House Armed Services Committee. He told lawmakers there's been incredible success to make sure Iran never acquires a nuclear weapon. That was met with skepticism by Washington Representative Adam Smith.
And at the moment in negotiations, what Iran is saying, basically pay us to open up the strait. That's their position, which is completely untenable. I agree. It's worth noting, of course, that the strait was open before the war started. Now we're negotiating to get back to status quo. And Iran's most recent offer is to say, we'll talk about nukes later.
Former President Barack Obama says a new Supreme Court ruling could weaken the voting power of racial minorities. On Wednesday, the High Court voided Louisiana's congressional map that included a second majority black district. The case was centered around how much the issue of race can be considered when lawmakers redraw districts. Today will be the last day of King Charles and Queen Camilla's official state visit to the United States. Queen Camilla tells NBC's Today Show she's been to quite a few places during the whirlwind trip.
We have, but it's been wonderful and everybody's been very kind.
Before leaving, the British royal couple will attend a farewell event at the White House with President Trump and the First Lady. The King and Queen will then celebrate America's 250th birthday at a community block party in Front Royal, Virginia, where they'll take part in a parade through town. Their last stop will be at Shenandoah National Park in Virginia, where the King will focus on conservation and environmentalism. Charles and Camilla will then leave the U.S. for Bermuda. Michael Kastner, NBC News Radio.
Working as a dedicated Fidelity advisor, I always ask, what's important to you? I'll look at those priorities and goals alongside your full financial picture to build a comprehensive plan designed to help grow and protect your wealth. With proactive portfolio insights and an eye on taxes, I'm here to help you make the most of your money. I'm Laura Maxwell, and I'm a dedicated Fidelity advisor. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC, member NYSE, SIPC.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
A massive shift in American foreign policy is playing out on the tarmac today. More from Natalie Rodriguez.
Flight 3599, operated by Envoy Air, a subsidiary of American Airlines, from Miami International Airport, touched down at Simón Bolívar International Airport in Caracas. It marks the first direct commercial flight between the two nations since the U.S. government suspended all air travel to Venezuela in 2019 and follows the U.S. military capture of former leader Nicolás Maduro in early January. For Venezuelans here, today's not just about politics.
It's a historic day. Now I can hop in a flight, be there in 2.5 hours, and be there for 3, 4, 5 days and come back without no problem. Before it was a chaos. It was 9, 10 hours to get there sometimes.
Natalie Rodriguez, Miami.
Texas lawmakers tasked with examining last year's deadly hill country floods are now asking that Camp Mystic be shut down as the investigation plays out.
This was a mass casualty. Mistakes made. I know they want to make it right. I think making it right is hitting a pause button here.
That's State Senator Lois Kolkhorst. This week's hearings reveal that teenage counselors weren't trained on what to do in a flood. 27 kids and counselors were killed. State regulators in charge of giving camps their licenses said that it's not being ignored as they decide the future of Camp Mystic. A ride-sharing app wants to become a one-stop shop for travel. Daria Albinger with details.
Uber is now an app for everything. That's what the company's CEO says, announcing the ride-sharing app is adding hotel bookings to its offerings, partnering with Expedia to streamline the travel planning process. Users will have more than 700,000 hotel listings to choose from. They'll also get reminders to schedule rides, and we'll see options for Uber Eats room service that can deliver food and many forgotten items right to their hotel.
Michael Kastner, NBC News Radio.
Turn up your radio. Here's the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
The North Carolina Board of Elections identified 34,000 dead people on the state's voter rolls following a comprehensive data comparison with a federal database. 34,000 dead people. Anyway, they submitted 7.3 million voter records to the federal systematic alien verification entitlements database, and that's what they found. I mean, this goes to the heart. Why don't Democrats want voter integrity? Why do they not want the SAVE Act? Why don't they want proof of citizenship? Why don't they want voter ID? Why don't they want signature verification? Why don't they want chain of custody controls for people that send in mail-in ballots? Why don't they want updated voter rolls? Why don't they want partisan observers in every precinct in the country as people vote all day?
Check out the Sean Hannity Radio Show later today, right here.
You know, there's a Jewish woman named Esther that I'd like to tell you about. Now, she lives in Israel, and she is living through days and nights of nonstop fear, sirens sounding, rockets screaming through the sky, long stretches spent in a bomb shelter. She's 84 years old. She's very fragile. She's alone. There's no help, no food deliveries, no medical care, no one knocking at the door. It is a war zone. But because of people like you, Esther is not alone. Now, thanks to the IFCJ, the International Fellowship of Christians and Jews, you are giving them the ability to bring food and humanitarian assistance and helping to meet urgent needs and reminding the Jewish people as they fight for their survival, people like Esther, that they are not forgotten. Now, in these times of fear and uncertainty, your compassion brings great hope and help. Don't wait. You can donate over the phone. 888-488-IFCJ, 888-488-IFCJ. Online, it's ifcj.org.
Hey, Boyle County. Ready to make a difference? The brand new Boyle County Recycling Center is throwing open its doors, and you're invited to the grand opening. Experience how recycling can make a real difference. Tour the new center, enjoy free snacks, and see how you can help keep Boyle County beautiful. Join us this Friday from 1 to 3. We've moved just around the corner in Danville at 225 North Stewart's Lane. See you there, neighbor.
Boyle County's our home, so let's keep it clean.
What makes Whitaker Bank uniquely Kentucky? It's the friendly, expert care you'll experience every time you bank with us. Hi, I'm Lindsay Cole, the Retail Market Manager at Whitaker Bank in Danville, Kentucky. Whether you're opening an account, planning for the future, or looking for a friendly face, we're here to make banking easy. Stop by or call us at 859-236-9822 to see how we put you first. Whitaker Bank, uniquely Kentucky. Member FDIC.
This is a Hometown Radio Network information update.
Applications are open for the next Leadership Boyle County class. This class is a professionally guided 9-month program designed to develop emerging and established community leaders. It'll give behind-the-scenes access to key organizations and leaders and help develop meaningful relationships with classmates and community partners. Applications for the next Leadership Boyle County are due by June 1st, and applicants will be notified of their status by June 6th. Go to DanvilleBoyleChamber.com for more information. Mercer County residents continue to speak out against the proposal to build a data center. On Tuesday at a Planning and Zoning Commission meeting, many residents stepped up to the mic to urge officials to stop the project. The measure would allow data center campuses of at least 300 acres and a cap zoning at 1,500 acres countywide. Local officials still have not made a final decision on that project. The deadline to apply for Kentucky's elk hunt drawing is coming up midnight tonight. The fall elk hunt quota is among the most anticipated hunting opportunities available in Kentucky each year. The drawing will take place Saturday, May 9th at the 4th Annual Kentucky Elk and Outdoor Fest in Bardstown. 500 names will be drawn at random that day among the applicants, with those people then being able to purchase an elk hunt permit for that drawing. And we made it through the rain, and now we get sunshine and cooler temperatures. Highs over the next 2 days won't reach any higher than the low 60s. And for Derby Day Saturday, it's even cooler, with highs only into the mid-50s and lows that evening into the mid-30s. Reporting for the Hometown Radio Network, I'm Joe Mathis.
Authentic Mexican grocery store, cakes, fresh produce, piñatas, boots, belts, and more. La Michoacana Mexican grocery store. Family owned and operated, offering the best Mexican products created. La Michoacana Mexican grocery store. And to make your tummy smile, Taco Yumas, their on-site food truck that's also available for catering and events. So where do you go for authentic Mexican product? La Michoacana Mexican grocery store. In Danville on Houstonville Road.
The Danville Mailing Center makes shipping easy. UPS, FedEx, DHL, U.S. Postal Service. Let them find the fastest or most economical way. They'll even pack it up. It's a no-hassle way to ship. The Danville Mailing Center on Jane Trail across from McDonald's. Ask for your $3 discount.
Listen to us on your smart speaker. Just ask to play our call letters. WHIR.
This Joe Show weather report is brought to you by...
All right, little Rayleigh Joe, appreciate that. Brought to you by our friends. They're hanging out over at Morning Point in Danville, offering a state-of-the-art assisted living community, giving residents a better quality of life. Get information on Facebook at Morning Point of Danville. Point has an E on the end of the word, Morning Point of Danville on Facebook. All right, sunshine, 63 and 43. Tomorrow, Kentucky Oaks Day, right? Isn't that right? Tomorrow? Is that right? It's sunshine, 64. Kentucky Derby on Saturday. High of 58. Low of 37. Yeah, cold one for the Derby. Sunday, sunshine, 63. Right now, it's 9:11 in the morning, and we are happy to have Kristen and Emily in studio with us on a Morning Point Thursday. And to make this segment official, here's Jim Parman.
The following is a paid program.
Told you. And we welcome on to the show Kristen and Emily. Good morning, ladies. How are you all?
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you all?
I'm doing
everybody?
Great. Everybody. Well,
everybody.
On behalf of everybody, let me say we're doing fantastic.
Good, good.
If you're listening to the radio this morning, your day has already started off tremendously.
Exactly.
Because you could have started your day not listening to the radio. And what kind of day is that?
Terrible one.
Glad to have you all in studio. Morning Point, what's been going on with you all? Of course, we talk every other week, so it's been 2 weeks since we talked. What's been going on in the stead since we last talked?
Yeah, so this past weekend we had our Caregiver Cafe. So that was where a group of expert panelists came out and answered questions for the community. It was a community event open to everyone, so thank you so much to all of our panelists, all of our vendors, and everyone that came out to get those important questions answered and maybe make plans for the future.
Cool.
Yeah. I was waiting, Joe.
I thought Emily was going to. But Emily was dramatic pause, just to really make sure that's soaked in people's head about what happened. You all, let's just kind of go over kind of like monthly things. Yeah. Every third Monday of the month, you've got caregiver support group. So, again, Kristen mentioned Saturday Caregiver Cafe. You all are really big on reaching out to people who don't even necessarily have to have residence at Morning Point or in the Lantern, but knowing what they're going through, caring for loved ones and family members who have Alzheimer's and dementia. Had the Caregiver Cafe Saturday. Every third Monday, you have the support group. Tell us what that is.
Yeah, I'll let Emily talk more about that because she is actually our Lantern Program Director.
Okay, cool.
So our support group is every third Monday. You do not have to be looking for a facility to move your loved one in. You could just come on in if you have questions. And it's specifically for if you need support, if you have a loved one that is just having a hard time with dementia in the late stages or the early stages. It doesn't really matter. You can come in and it's completely free. We'll have coffee set up and we will have all kinds of visitors with us. And we have a specialist that she works with Ephraim. Her name's Jessica.
Okay.
And she always has a topic for us, and she sits and gives expert advice. And it's good for everybody to come together because they might have the same questions you do, and it lets them know they're not alone. And at the end of the day, it also can give you an idea what it would be like if they was to be in a facility like ours, and it might make you feel a little bit better seeing everything with your own eyes.
Yeah, you all are always doing great things at both buildings, obviously. But looks like you all had a big derby day at the Lantern recently. Is that right? Derby style, people wearing their derby hats and all that.
Yeah. So we went to a cafe in Nicholasville. They were inviting nursing homes and nursing facilities, all kinds of people over the age of 50 to come out, and they were celebrating them. During the Derby, they had made a statement that they wanted people over the age of 50 to celebrate that with being comfortable during the Derby days. And they come up with the idea of doing a brunch and a breakfast, and they called a bunch of facilities and told us, dress up and we're going to have you guys. And they had everything seated for us. They had room for the wheelchairs, and they had a brunch menu, and everybody was so cute in their little Derby hats. It was so much fun.
Awesome.
Which cafe was this?
Luna's Butterfly Cafe in Nicholasville.
Shout out to Luna's.
Yes.
Luna's Butterfly Cafe. So shout out to them. It looks fun. Looks like you all had a lot of fun there. Was it breakfast food? Is that what it was?
Yeah, it was like breakfast and brunch.
Yeah. Last week was Volunteer Week, National Volunteer Week. So I want to ask you how much volunteers at Morning Point kind of make the whole operation go, and how people enjoy coming out and a myriad of things, whether it be leading Bible study, or whether it be a children's choir coming out and maybe practicing, rehearsing their performance, or Boy Scout groups, or Girl Scout groups, or Danville Christian Academy students, or whatever it is. Tell us about how much volunteers mean to Morning Point and what they do there at Morning Point.
It's very important that we have volunteers, first of all. It gives our residents a chance to look out in the community without having to go out in the community. And we have a lot of volunteers. We are very blessed. We have different sets of volunteers as well. We have people from Center College, people that are just retired and want to have something to do during the day. We have a few retired preachers that come in on their days that they're not doing anything, and they'll just call and say, hey, can I set up a set time to come in? Or sometimes I'll get a few calls and somebody will be like, hey, my son wants to help do crafts, or my daughter needs some hours for college for volunteermanship hours, and we always accept that, but it is very important to us. It fills in a lot of our days some days, and it kind of gives our residents a chance, like I said, of seeing the community without going out into the community.
Yeah.
So they get to see those faces in our facility and get to do Bible study, and they feel like they're getting a visitor.
Yeah.
So it's really important to us.
Yeah, it's good, I think, too, to break up maybe sometimes what can be a routine. I won't say mundane, because that's not what it is, but something special is always something to look forward to, right?
Yeah.
Like you go about your daily activities, and I see that you all went to Giovanni's, I guess, last week and ate. Like,
Yeah.
I go about my daily activities, and if someone said to me, let's go to Giovanni's, I would be excited about
Yeah,
it. Right?
me
Those
too.
special things that make the day special for these individuals. So,
Yeah.
I love to see that.
And what's so amazing is that with the volunteers coming in and then with what Emily does and going out in the outings is they're still able to make memories, even at this age where, and at this point in their life where maybe they can't remember everything from their past, but they're still able to create new memories.
Yeah.
And that's really special too.
Morning Point, the Lantern, is the Alzheimer's and dementia care, 2 levels of memory care for early and latter stages, and then right next door is the assisted living building, which obviously serves a different set of residents in different circumstances, but they do great job at both the Lantern and the assisted living. It's 9:18 in the morning. We'll step aside, come back. I have to have an update on how the song stopped playing, on how the prom went. Y'all had like a senior prom, right?
It's not yet. We haven't had
It's
it.
not yet. The date is actually May 8th.
All right, we'll
We
talk
have-
about that
yes.
then. That'll be coming up after this commercial break. May the 8th, prom night.
Ready to remodel your home with new kitchen, bath, or lighting, but costs are holding you back? Good news. The Big Deal Store and HometownLive.net can help you get started with your remodeling dreams. You can now save money on gift certificates to Lux 218 in Danville. Your new headquarters for luxury remodeling for less. They have a wonderful showroom of ideas to kickstart your home remodeling job this year. Don't let price hold you back. Get true luxury for less at Lux 218 and then get extra savings by buying gift certificates at the Big Deal Store. You can get $100 for half price when you buy 5 or more. So get $1,000 for just $500. For all the details, visit the Big Deal Store and HometownLive.net. Remodeling just got easier and so much more affordable when you team up with Lux 218 and the Big Deal Store.
Some professional advice from Daniel Mudge, owner of Super Clean Carpets. A clean home is a healthy home. A carpet is a filter. It catches all the dirt. My 200-degree solution kills dust mites, removes bacteria, eliminates pet odors, and aids in relief from allergies and asthma symptoms, guaranteed. Plus, I clean upholstery, hardwood, tile, and grout. Super Clean Carpets has been a trusted name in Central Kentucky for over 50 years. For your free estimate, contact me, Daniel Mudge, at supercleanky.com. supercleanky.com. I'm pleased to be called on the carpet.
Hey, Joe Mathis.
Yes, Radio Rick.
It's time for the Lee's Famous Recipes Lunch in the Office promotion.
Oh, yeah, Lunch in the Office. I love this. Tell us what they get, Radio Rick.
They get up to 20 two-piece chicken dinners, plus they get sweet tea and unsweet tea.
How can a business get their name into the hat for a chance to win Lee's Lunch in the Office?
All they have to do is send us an email, radio@hometownlive.net. We'll deliver it on Wednesday.
It's Lee's Lunch in the Office, April and May, courtesy of Lee's Famous Recipe in Danville and the Hometown Radio Network.
We love NASCAR. Catch the races here on WHIR AM 1230.
Now it's 9:21 in the morning, Thursday, April the 30th, 47 degrees. I asked Kristen about the joke of the day, and she said she was afraid her jokes were bringing the listenership numbers down. So she's like, I'm not going to give a joke.
I don't want them to offer me your job, Joe, so I can't be too funny.
So are you saying I'm not funny?
I'm just teasing.
Is that?
I'm going to behave.
All right, well, I'm going to see if I can make you laugh, because I'm going to give a joke of the day. This is one I saw a couple of days ago, and I can't find it now, but it's off the top of my head. So here it is. So Leonardo DiCaprio, George Clooney, and Matthew McConaughey are all working on a movie together. And George Clooney says, I'll act. And Leonardo DiCaprio says, I'll direct. And Matthew McConaughey says, I'll ride. Okay, that's good enough. Let me play the laughing track.
Yeah, I can't
into
do
that. All right, senior prom is coming up May the 8th.
Mm-hmm.
That is not tomorrow, but next Friday.
Next Friday, yes.
So prom night is a week away.
Yes.
Emily, how's the preparation and planning going? What's going to be going on at prom night at Morning Point? Which building is it in? Give us all those details.
So it's at the Lantern Building for all of our Lantern residents. We are so excited. They've got their dresses picked out. The men have suit and ties. Their family has been wonderful bringing in suit and ties. One of our guys have a little bow tie to wear. They're all going to have a really good night. And then our kitchen is actually preparing like a fast food dinner because, you know, like you get out of prom and you go to McDonald's or like you go get your Waffle House. So they're going to be having McRibs and French fries.
Oh.
And it's going to be great.
They're going to have such a fun time.
I am a big fast food proponent, and I've mentioned it not all the time, but multiple times in the show. I love fast food. So I'm there for the McRibs. I mean, that's going to be... So that's after the dance?
Yes, that's going to be their dinner.
What time does it start?
It's from 2 to 5:30.
Okay, so it's not...
It's
You're
an
not
early
keeping
prom.
them up till midnight to
it's an
eat
early
McRibs.
Yeah, they won't be up till midnight.
All
But
right,
they're really excited about it. And all the ladies who have tried on the dresses, they look so pretty.
Yeah,
and
it's cute.
Who donated the dresses again?
Lebanon's Consignment Shop and
Yes.
Boutique.
Okay.
Okay.
That's cool. So you
that.
got...
so big thank you to them.
How many people are going to participate in this?
I
Do you know?
believe almost our entire census. Like all of our, I know 100% every one of our ladies will be participating. They all have dresses picked out.
Love it.
And then I know at least half of our
the
men.
majority of the men are too.
So, yeah, almost everybody.
They're going to be looking dapper, aren't
They are, and so if you're not already following the Morning Point Facebook page, you're going to definitely want to do that, so you can
Yes.
see all of the photos of that, because that's going to be really exciting. But coming up tomorrow, we have our Mother's Day Stop and Shop. So if you don't have the perfect gift for your mom yet, come out tomorrow from 10 to 2 to the Lantern, and we're going to have vendors set up as well, selling different things.
All right, so from 10 to 2 tomorrow,
Yes.
inside the Lantern or outside?
I think it depends on the weather.
Yes.
Should be great weather.
Yeah.
Sunny and 64 is the high tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay. We do have a lot of booths to be set up. I mean,
Okay.
we have people selling purses, handmade items, candles, Mary Kay, the old school Tupperware, like the vintage Tupperware and the new Tupperware.
What
and
is
they're gonna be
old
set
school
up.
Tupperware?
Like, people resell the vintage Tupperware.
Think about like what you took your food home from your grandma's house back in the day.
Is it like...
You have to come to Morning Point to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll have to come to see. 10 to 2.
Is it like the design? It just looks old school?
No, it's like more like the colors.
Yeah, so like lime,
Yeah.
not lime green, but that... What would you call that green?
I
That
know.
all the the refrigerator was green.
Yeah.
Like baby food pea
Yeah.
green.
Yeah.
That's what
Pea
color it is.
green, yeah.
pea
So,
green.
okay, and like maybe like flowers.
And
Huh?
like mustard, like a mustard color. Yeah, it's like the vintage.
You know, when I was a kid, I thought obviously black and white televisions and black and white movies, I thought people just saw in black and white. Do you know what I'm saying? Like
No.
that people.
Are you colorblind?
No, when I was a kid.
Oh, okay.
Not now. I mean, like when I was like 8 or 7 or 8, I'd be at my grandparents' house, and my grandpa would be watching like Bonanza or Gunsmoke, and the show is in black and white, and I'm like, it must have been weird back then that you couldn't see color.
Oh, you
That
thought back then.
And so like as we got older, we just developed the ability to see color. So like maybe people started seeing color in like the mid 80s.
You were distraught over that.
I mean, it didn't matter to me. I could see in color, so I wasn't worried about what they were doing back in the 1950s.
I'm perfect. Like,
That they have reached peak performance with my birth.
Yeah.
I mean, this is I should be studied. I can see in color. But no. So what were we talking about? Oh yeah, Tupperware. But tomorrow, 10 until 2, and Morning Point at the Lantern. You're calling this the Mother's Day Cafe?
the Mother's Day Stop and Shop.
Mother's Day Stop and Shop.
Yes. It's a stop and shop.
30 booths.
Oh, so I don't know how many did you?
I
say
don't
30?
know if there's 30, but there's booths inside and outside.
Right.
And
There's
we're having
going
a
to be a
food
ton
truck.
of items. Oh,
Cool.
yes, and
Yeah.
a food truck.
What's the food truck?
I think it's the taco truck, Casa El Taco.
Okay.
That's what
Yes.
it's called.
That
So
sounds
come eat tacos and shop. That sounds really
It's going to be fun.
No, that's
at
not
work
fun.
Love it.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
Good stuff. That's tomorrow from 10 until 2. And Emily and Kristen have been saving up their paychecks to spend all their money at the Mother's Day Stop and Shop tomorrow. What else is coming up in the month of May? Senior prom, May the 8th. Any other activities that pop in your head?
Mother's Day stop and shop.
We do have a lot of food trucks that are coming in May. We're trying to get a list together and do like our destination lunch at the Lantern, so that when you go on lunch in Danville, you can just drive over to the Lantern. So we've been booking food trucks on Fridays and Mondays. Next Friday we have a barbecue truck, and next Wednesday we have a snow cone truck, and it's always from 11 to 3. So if you just look on our Facebook, you'll see when we have people coming. And we'll have a schedule set up here soon of all of our food trucks this summer.
If people want to tour Morning Point and see what you all are about, see what life is like, again, we've always suggested just drop in randomly on a day. That way you feel like you're doing, like you can catch them off guard. Like they can't make things look great. They don't know I'm coming, but things are already great there. You can stop by there randomly and take a tour. What's a tour look like for someone who comes and stops by?
Yeah, so just stop on in, and we'll be happy to show you the community, either the assisted living community or the memory care community, whichever one fits the needs of your loved one or yourself. But we can even have lunch. We can look around the community, and we can talk about pricing and financing and things like that. But yeah, it's best just to stop in, or you can give us a call at 859-965-1008 and ask for Sarah.
There you go. Also, I mean, like I think you mentioned financing. People probably have in their head, you know, I've driven by Morning Point, or even I've been in there. It's a phenomenal facility, great, beautiful building, but there's no way I can afford it.
Yeah, and we can help you with that. There's lots of different programs through the VA. If you have been an active military member in the past, if you're a veteran, there's different ways that we can. There's just a lot of different options. So it's the best probably just to reach out, and we can. Every individual is different, so just talk about what your needs are and how we can help you reach your goals.
I think people already just automatically assume things are more expensive than they think. I've had people say, I'd love to be in the radio, but there's no way I can afford it. And I was like, you don't even know how much it costs to be on the radio. Like, why don't you ask me how much it costs beforehand?
And we have lots of different floor plans available as well.
And then at the assisted living, right, you're kind of building your care plan, right? So one person's monthly, what they're paying is going to be different from another person's because of different levels of care that they need.
Absolutely, different needs.
Morning Point in Danville, they are on Perryville Road and Bernie Place. The assisted living on Bernie Place, and then the Lantern is on Perryville Road. Emily, Kristen, appreciate you all being on, and we'll talk to you again in a couple of weeks, okay?
Thank you.
Yep, 9:30, the morning news is now.
4 people are in custody after a multi-agency drug bust in Lexington yielded about $2 million worth of cocaine. Investigators seized roughly 47 kilograms of the drug on Wednesday following surveillance of a local residence. Authorities searched 2 vehicles and a home before arresting Marion Pinder and 3 other suspects on federal trafficking charges. A New York man held at a Kentucky federal prison has been convicted of attempted murder after a 2-day trial in London. In 2019, 42-year-old Mufid Elfki stabbed his cellmate at U.S. Penitentiary McCreary more than 30 times with an improvised weapon. Guards deployed pepper spray and non-lethal rounds before finally subduing him. He faces up to 20 more years in prison. The Lexington community is mourning the loss of longtime civil rights leader P.G. Peoples, who died on Wednesday at the age of 80. Peoples led the local urban league for more than 5 decades, dedicating his life to improving affordable housing and fighting systemic injustice. Former Mayor Jim Gray called him the conscience of the community, who believed in giving everyone a fair shake. A union organizer was escorted out of a Fayette County School Board meeting this week while protesting the district's handling of ongoing financial troubles. Laura Hartke was removed after interrupting a presentation on the budget crisis, which prompted recent staff reductions to save nearly $2 million. Hartke calls her removal an attempt to silence critics. And finally, in Knox County, a man has been charged with allegedly beating his pregnant girlfriend with a log. Police say 30-year-old William Collins struck the woman early on Monday. He's also accused of throwing wood with exposed nails into the road to prevent her from escaping the scene. Collins is currently lodged on a $50,000 bond. I'm Travis Laird.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You sort through tons of resumes and you get too many so-so applicants. You're just waiting for someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now, there's a place where you can meet them fast. ZipRecruiter.
Need to hire right away. Start your search for strong candidates. The right fit awaits. Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ziprecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free, and you're on your way to meeting your match. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So try it now. Go to ziprecruiter.com/free. Once again, that's ziprecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Wow, Tricky's Car Wash is ready to make your vehicle look its very best. Tricky's Car Wash behind Smart Lube off South 4th Street. Open Monday through Friday, 9 to 7, and on Saturdays by appointment. Pickup and delivery service is available. 583-0560. Wash only $15. Wash and interior $25. Wash plus wax plus interior $50. And full detail, talk with Tricky. Tricky's Car Wash, 430 Bay Street, 583-0560. Right behind Smart Lube off South 4th. Tricky's Car Wash.
Hello, this is James David Sperlin. The Sperlin family is proud to be the owner of Preston Pruitt Sperlin Funeral Home in Danville. Our pledge to you is to offer the same compassionate, caring service that Preston Pruitt established in 1880.
The Sperlin family has many years' experience taking care of families like yours with the finest and most affordable services available. They're located on South 4th Street in Danville. Call 859-236-4343, 236-4343.
Preston Pruitt Sperlin Funeral Home. Our family serving your family.
Trade that daily mental and physical exhaustion for real energy with HRG 80 Red Ginseng Energy from Terry Naturally. Get an energy boost like never before. Breeze through your day with focus, a clear mind, and yes, energy. Get HRG 80 Red Ginseng Energy from Terry Naturally. No more being exhausted by the end of the day. No more feeling like your mental and physical energy doesn't keep up with the demands of life. Get HRG 80 Red Ginseng Energy from Terry Naturally. This powerful red ginseng will boost your energy levels, clear your mind, and help you focus. No more afternoon slump. You could be experiencing renewed energy. And HRG 80 Red Ginseng Energy comes with a complete money-back guarantee. What could you accomplish with more energy in your day? Find out. Get HRG 80 Red Ginseng Energy from Terry Naturally.
Available at the Nutrition Center at 802 South 4th Street in Danville. Danville Nutrition Center. Big enough to serve, small enough to care.
These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
This Joe Show weather report is brought to you by...
Okay, little Rayleigh Joe, thanks for that. Brought to you by our friends at the Little Sign Shop. Need a sign, a banner, or decal fast? The owners and operators have got you covered at the Little Sign Shop. They have full-color digital printing, magnetic signs, auto signage, and logo design. They're in Danville, where 2nd and 4th Streets meet. Call them, 859-238-7391. Sunshine, 63 and 43 is the high and low. Tomorrow, mostly sunny and 64. Derby Day Saturday, sunny and 58. On Sunday, sunshine and a high of 63. Right now, it is 9:35 in the morning, and it is the last Thursday of the month, and we're talking with Boyle County Judge Executive Trilly Bottom. It's Trilly Bottom's theme music, and she's here in studio, ready to talk about what's going on with the county. There's a lot going on with the Boyle County Fiscal Court and the Boyle County Courthouse. Lots going on, and truly appreciate you being on here this morning.
Absolutely, Joe. Good morning. And there is a lot going on. We have so many projects that we are working through right now. But the first thing I want to talk about is tomorrow from 1 to 3, it is finally time to open our new recycling center. And I am so excited about that.
Yes.
It's been a long time coming, but we have got it ready. Everything's in place. Angie is ready, chomping at the bit to open those doors and let the public in. So we encourage anybody out in the community to come in to the recycling center. It is located on North Stewart's Lane. So if anybody's familiar with where the State Highway Garage is, or the, it's not a daycare. What is that back there? The Head Start. Head Start.
Okay,
There's
yeah.
a Head Start school back there.
Is it back? Is there like a solar building or something?
Right in the front when you turn in, there's a solar business.
And it's behind that.
It's
right?
behind
Okay,
that.
I got
Yeah,
it.
it's behind that.
Robert was telling me yesterday where it is, and I think I know where it is, and he was
Yeah.
explaining where it is.
Yeah.
So we're excited about this. Judge, tell us exactly what the recycling center does. Like, people, I think they're like, oh, this is where you take your trash. But what is the recycling center?
Well, the recycling center is where you bring your recyclables,
Right,
so to speak.
yeah.
So, and then they're turned in, and we take them and we cash them out, and brings revenue into the county. Anything that you were able to do at the old recycling center, you'll be able to do that at the new recycling center. So people can still bring in their newspapers, their cardboard, cans, anything like that they're recycling at home. And we also will be able to do styrofoam. So people will be able to see the new machine. The glass pulverizer is not in yet, but they'll be able to see where that piece of equipment is going to go. The line for the recyclables. It is just, it's absolutely beautiful out there. And I know you're talking about recycling, but it's just a beautiful building. The employees are so excited about being in a new building. And so we just encourage everybody to come out tomorrow. There'll be some freebies. I think you're going to be there broadcasting. And
yes.
And there'll be some swag for people to take home. And it's just going to be an exciting time for Boyle County.
Excited to see that. And Angie, I think, is coming on the show tomorrow morning.
Great.
To promote it, and then we'll be there tomorrow as well. 1 until 3.
1 to 3.
1 to 3 tomorrow.
Yes.
At the Boyle County Recycling Center. And again, it gives you a chance as people who live in the county to come and see what they do at the recycling center.
Yeah. How it works.
All the equipment, and I want to see the glass pulverizer.
Yes.
But it's not up yet.
Not yet. But it's coming.
How big is that?
I don't know. I haven't seen it myself.
Is it going to be in a big room?
It'll be in a room. There was an old paint room there where they did painting on farm equipment, and so it's going to be in that room. And it has to kind of be enclosed because when you pulverize glass, it's shreds. I mean, it's just, it goes everywhere. So,
right, so I'm excited to see the new
me too.
equipment.
Me too. I'm excited to see the styrofoam.
And that's tomorrow from 1 until 3, and North Stewart's Lane.
North Stewart's Lane. Look for the white warehouse with the green stripe. That's the identifier. White building with the green stripe.
Yeah. So, opening of a brand new building, and you've got some other exciting announcements, too, about buildings and departments and all of that.
Yeah.
Tell us about it.
So, we have finalized the design for our EMS building that we're going to put on Lebanon Road. It's going to be a 2-story building. It's going to face Lebanon Road because we had talked about different ideas of making it a 1-story, and if we did it that way, then it had to, lay a certain way on the property. If we did a 2-story, then it can face Lebanon Road, which we thought would be more sight pleasing, to people going by, and they can look and see the building and see the front of it. So we have finalized the design on that. So now we go into the planning stage. And once we get through that, hopefully we can put some shovels in the ground.
Nice. Where exactly on Lebanon Road?
Okay, if you know where Essity,
yes,
the factory Essity, it's right beside Essity. Same side of the road, right there beside Essity.
So,
across from Berry Plastics.
So what's the next stage then?
The planning.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how far away you think are we from shovels in the ground?
Oh, I wish it was tomorrow, Joe, but I'm not sure. I don't think the planning will take long because we've kind of been doing that as we've been working on the design. We've also kind of been planning, too, where things are going to go, what rooms are going to go where, and the corner will be a part of that building. So I don't think it'll be very long, but I can't give you a definite time yet.
Now, EMS right now is located in the jail, is that right?
Well, they're located in the Government Services Center off the bypass where the recycling center was and the Public Works Department is. Yeah, they're still in that building.
So recycling center's moved, and EMS is going to move eventually. So what's the plan for the empty space in that building?
Well, right now, of course, Public Works is going to move before anybody else.
Okay.
And they'll be going into the second warehouse that's on the North Stewart's Lane property.
We're going to have an update to Google Maps here so we lead people to the right places.
So, and they have a black building with a gold stripe.
Okay, good.
But, yeah, they're going to be moving next. And it's probably, I'd say by the end of June, that should be finished. They have to build an office within the warehouse for the employees. So once that's done, they'll be able to move in. They already have, some of their trucks and things over there that they're storing. But right now, EMS is expanding into the vacated space where Angie was at, her office and that area, and they're putting the ambulances out in that bay where the recycling equipment used to be. So EMS is going to expand into that right now.
Awesome.
And that way,
stretch their legs out a little bit.
That's right, and it gets those ambulances out of the weather, which is what we want. We want them to be in where they're not exposed to the heat and the cold. So, but lots of good things going on. One big announcement that we had Tuesday in fiscal court is that we have purchased the old post office building, and that's going to be for the sheriff's department.
Wow.
And they are on top of each other out there. We've recently been highlighting all the county offices, so you may have seen something on Facebook, about each one, county clerk, sheriff, all the departments within the county. We've been highlighting those. But the sheriff's office needs space, and so we have negotiated with the owner of that building, and there are some tenants there, but we are going to work with them. We're not kicking them out on the curb tomorrow or anything. We're going to work with them and extend their leases if need be and give them time to find another place to go. But we're excited about that. It'll have a drive-through window for tax collections, and it has plenty of parking for people that need to come in and do business in the sheriff's office. So we're excited about that as well.
Yeah, that's going to be great. Again, in the old post office
The
building.
old post office building.
And you said there are tenants there.
Yes.
You're giving them time to be able to find a spot. So
Yes.
it seems like no date yet on when things may start moving there.
It'll be at least 6 months, Joe.
Okay, all right,
At least 6 months. But speaking about the sheriff's department, I just want to do a little correction or factual information. There was some information put out this morning by one of your paid programmers talking about the $189,000 over budget in the sheriff's office for the 2024 audit. I worked for the sheriff's office for 19 years. Never in that time did we ever put court security salaries in the salary cap. It was always a separate line item. There was a revenue reimbursement where the state would send back the money after we sent the bill in. And then there was an expense, line item on the expense side, and it was called waiting on court. So during that time, that was never part of the salary cap. The two sheriffs that followed, of course, I worked for Leroy Hardin, the sheriff at the time, and the two sheriffs that followed him never put court security salaries in their salary cap. We just did not do that. So when Taylor came in, Sheriff Bottom, I should say, he was cited for being $189,000 in change over budget. That's because the state changed the guidelines to start including the court security salaries in the salary cap.
Okay.
Now, granted, that had never been done in 20-something years. So if you don't know, you don't know. And once the auditors told Sheriff Bottom that should be included in the salary cap, he started doing that. So that's why he was able to turn over excess fees, is because his budget was not overspent. It was the salary cap order, which is a completely different document. It goes along with the budget. The money was already in the budget, in the revenue and the expense line items. It just wasn't in the salary cap. So I think we need to take a step back and just, look at the facts. Even though the auditors said $189,000, the money was accounted for. It was just allocated in the wrong place.
Okay.
So I just want to clear that up.
That's fine.
And then I've got Rusty Cox with me this morning. He's our building inspector.
Got a special guest in studio with us.
Yes. And so I want to let Rusty talk about building permits and the wonderful job that he does for our county government.
Yeah, we got Rusty Cox in studio with us, and as Trilly said on the Facebook page, the Will County Fiscal Court Facebook page, they've been highlighting the different county departments and what they do. And Rusty is the building inspector. So Rusty, appreciate you being on. So let's talk about what the building inspector does. What do you do, Rusty, on a day-to-day basis?
Well, first off, good morning, Joe.
Appreciate it.
My job is to try to ensure safety for everything that's being built that comes under permit purview, houses, commercial properties, just about everything. We have some exceptions, but most things you have to either get a permit for, and then I will go out and do periodic inspections during different stages of it. And that's our main goal, just make sure everything's done correctly and safely.
Yeah, we built a house 3 years ago.
I remember.
After a house fire, yeah, and it was like ready for moving. They're like, well, we got to get Rusty to come in and give us the final stamp of approval, so
Correct.
to say.
Correct.
And you did. You came in, and they're like, all right, you can move in.
Hopefully it's still standing.
It's doing great. Absolutely, it's doing awesome. So how many? I mean, so basically, you said there are some exceptions, but every building that goes up in the county. What about ones that are already up? Are you going back and doing like periodical checkups, or it's just
no?
Okay,
it's only for new construction and remodeling.
So is that like every week you're seeing a new building every couple days?
Quite often.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a pretty good building boom going on in Boyle County right now. So.
Yeah, I guess that is true. You go by the bypass, and there's new buildings and
Sure.
all that going up. How many people work in your office?
One.
Oh. So you,
me, myself, and I,
Yes.
Joe. Me, myself, and I.
So you're tearing up the roads then. You're putting them out from. I mean, this is the entire county, right? So
entire county,
Yeah.
yes.
So you
Yeah.
could be
City
like in
and county,
yeah.
yeah.
You could be like in Perryville one day, and then you could be in Danville, and then you could be in
Absolutely.
Junction City. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, the number of buildings going
Sure.
up countywide, not just in the Danville area, but countywide. You're inspecting.
Absolutely. Well, let's see. We're at the end of the 4th month, and we've got over 60 permits already this year.
Wow. What's the most you've had in a year?
About 230.
Wow.
What year was that? Do you remember?
Probably 3 years ago.
Okay, so it's been recent.
It's been pretty much level, the same.
So the year we built our house, had we not built ours, it would have been 229.
You got it.
But we helped get it to 200.
Thanks for being in the statistics, Joe.
Yes!
The
Make
last
these numbers come to life.
the last 3 or 4 years, it's been almost the same
Hmm.
amount. It's staying very level.
What kind of things do you look for?
Well, it has to start with the foundation. The foundation has to be put in right, and then it just goes from there. We do framing inspections, make sure that all the rough-end mechanical inspections are done, like your preliminary heating, heating and air, electric, and plumbing. And then when the building, I'm going to cover everything with building. When it's ready to be occupied, we do a final inspection, make sure, tie up any loose ends.
So, like if
Everything has to be up to code.
Yes.
if a big
That's the key.
Yeah, if a big factory is going up, or like a big commercial building, whatever, does that require more visits from you?
Actually, that would be under jurisdiction of the state. Any building or most buildings that the occupant load of the building is 100 or more.
So like 100 or more people in the building at one time?
Yes, and that's based on size and how many people you allow per square foot. So your bigger buildings, your factories.
What about like a hotel? Because they would have more than 100 people.
Definitely state jurisdiction.
So big restaurants, maybe.
Yes, anything over 100 seating
Wow.
goes to state.
See, I knew you were the building inspector, but I didn't know what that
Well, there's a
meant, quite
state
frankly.
building
But that's
inspector,
still
too, yeah.
that still leaves a lot for me to look at.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
But when the state comes down, are they calling you and being like, hey, come check this out with me? Do y'all team
Very
up for stuff?
seldom.
Okay,
Very
you're all right.
seldom.
You're doing your thing.
They're
The
like,
state's
we
doing
got
their thing.
this. We got
Right.
this. Yeah.
Yeah. How long have you been building inspector?
At the end of next month, it'll be 21 years.
What got you into it?
Well, I was Danville Fire Marshal for 6 years,
Okay.
and during that time, when I was still with the fire department, I was encouraged to take the building codes tests. There's a series of 4 tests you have to take to become a 1 and 2 family dwelling inspector and commercial property inspector, and I started there.
Okay. See, I figured they just wouldn't let anybody be a building inspector. Like, you got to take tests.
We're an exclusive club.
Yeah, I can't just go and apply to be the building inspector in the county. Like, I've got no. So I was wondering, like, how do you get to be building inspector? How many tests go into it?
4. It's a certification program held by the state. You do apply. You can come in without. You're supposed to have certain experience, and my experience at the time was the work I had done as fire marshal.
Yeah, makes sense.
And they'll get you into the program, and there's no real time limit, but you do have to pass 4 series tests.
Yeah, so you are an employee of the county, not an elected position, right? Like an employee of the county
He's
building
appointed.
inspector.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But he has to have training, in FEMA, floodplain. I can't think of the other thing, but he has to have some extensive training. He has to be knowledgeable about a lot of things. A little knowledge about a lot of things.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And code doesn't stay the same. Every 3 years, they change cycles and come up with different codes. Kentucky is usually a little bit behind on that, so we are in preparation to try to to adopt codes from 2024.
All right, so we're 2 years behind then. If we get these codes adopted.
If we get there, yes.
So what codes are we using now?
Actually, it's based on the 2015 codes, international building codes.
So we're just 11 years behind.
Just a little bit.
So who votes on the new codes?
There are panels made up of officials, architects, builders. They do a preliminary, what they want to see changed or whatever, and then it has to go through legislature.
Okay, so the state house and state senate have to pass it?
Absolutely, and it in effect becomes law when it's adopted as code.
Okay, so it doesn't need governor's signature to become code. Not that he wouldn't, or would it need the governor's signature?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
But it has to be passed by our state legislature.
You've done this for 21 years. They should just ask you.
Oh, I tell you.
I'm sure you got a lot of good ideas, right? They should just ask you what the code should be.
Oh, I still learn every day.
Yeah. But you're right, though. Like, the codes now aren't the same as they were, like 30 years ago when they were building houses. Things change, and things are more safely made, and products are more safely made, things like that, right?
Exactly. And that's one of the great things. Products are getting better. More fire resistance. Now, some things, they say wood is a lot worse condition than many years ago. It's just mass production of the wood, but a lot of the materials are much better than they used to be.
Yeah. Builders would have to know these codes too, right? Because you can't just go in and just build whatever you want and be like, I hope this passes.
Right. I'm sort of like the second set of eyes after their eyes, just to make sure that they do know what they're doing. And we are very lucky in Boyle County. We have a lot of good, knowledgeable builders.
Yeah, so when someone is building a house or a company, do they call you, or do you just know when something's going up?
Oh,
no. And at what stage do they have to call you, and what if they don't call you?
I'm very dependent on them calling me.
Okay.
And I'm very dependent on them during the stages of the job to call me when they are ready for the inspections. There's just not enough time in the day to go check everything. I try to when I can, but I'm very dependent on them. And when they do come and get a permit, I make sure it's understood to them that it's their responsibility to notify me when it's time to do either a footing inspection, rough-in framing inspection, or a final.
So what happens if they didn't call you, and like they get this thing built, and they're like, oh, I forgot to call the building inspector. That would be awful.
we try to catch up on it.
Okay.
Sometimes we make them sign a waiver type thing, acknowledging that they forgot to call.
But we also work closely with planning and zoning director, Hannah Gray. And so the zoning permits and the building permits kind of go hand in hand. So some things start with Hannah as far as a zoning permit, and then they go to Rusty for the building permit. And that's one thing the Planning and Zoning Commission is working on now, is getting a guideline, check-off box, if you will, that these certain things have to be finished before they can actually get the building permit. So the zoning has to be right before they go to Rusty and do that. One thing Rusty does too is swimming pools. And so, everybody, it's getting to be springtime. People are filling their pools. And can you talk just a little bit about what the requirements are for someone that has an in-ground pool?
Absolutely. We do require all in-ground pools to get permits. Now, that's it'd be silly to think that everybody does. If you're out in the county, some people may never think about it, and I'm sure there are pools out there that were never permitted. Now, however, the biggest thing we're looking for there is all in-ground swimming pools by code, which in effect becomes by law, has to have a protective barrier around the pool. And what we're talking about there, it calls for at least a minimum 4-foot, 48-inch fence. The fence has to have so many, the size of the gaps have to be pretty minimal, 4 inches, that sort of thing. The problem is we know we've got swimming pools out there that do not have these fences, and that's a campaign we're getting ready to implement. Warm weather's coming, so the pools are going to be filled up, and a lot of people using them.
Not a political campaign, though, Joe.
Yes, no.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Just a building permit campaign.
Okay, yes.
And a lot of it last year, and this was a totally unrelated type pool, but an above ground pool, a young girl got into and nobody saw it, and unfortunately she lost her life. The EMS director came to me and said, can we start something with the pools? Now, I will have to say, by code, above ground pools do not require a permit. They say that the above ground pools are their own barrier, but we are going to be focusing right now on in-ground pools.
Yeah.
And perhaps later we're going to try to come up with something like a protective cover requirement for above ground pools.
Yeah, and again, things like that, preventing tragedy is the ultimate goal.
That's the ultimate goal, yes.
Trinity Bottom, Judge Executive of Boyle County, Rusty Cox is the Boyle County Building Inspector. Appreciate you all being on. It was informative, interesting. Trilly, if you ever have any other Thursday, bring in different county people. We'll learn more about what they do, and we'll get them on here. Appreciate you all being on.
Thank you, Joe. Have a good weekend.
We'll be tomorrow again, 1 until 3 at the new Boyle County Recycling Center on North Stewart's Lane. There's that sad music again. That means my time has come to an end of the Joe Show. Had a blast with you all on this Thursday morning on WHIR Danville News Talk Sports. Kentucky Sports Radio is coming up next.